To lead the Skol chant and sound the Gjallarhorn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to Let's Skol Show. I'm Fish. As always, I've got with me Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden. Hey, who greets with smoke, Skolful Shack. Our Captain Keith will be joining us momentarily. He's doing his behind-the-scenes Keith stuff. Tonight, we're going to recap that 2025 season, and we're going to give it a proper Viking funeral. As we kick off the off-season, just a touch earlier than expected, about a full month to be exact. The two hottest topics in our area of this country is quarterback and Brian Flores. So, we're going to have that on deck. And we're going to give out some awards for 2025 and take a look at our 2026 opponents. We're going to go around the Gjallarhorn with our hot takes. We're going to make our purple prophecies, and we're going to try to predict wild card weekend. Tonight, we're going to be joined by Vikings podcast OG Rap, a.k.a. Vocal Vike. So grab a drink and Skol with us. But before we jump into all that, let's break this ice. Fellas, we are exactly 1 week away from this show's 3-year anniversary. So what has being a part of this show done for your Vikings fandom?
I don't think much has changed in my fandom. I guess if you put to it is putting the stats to the players more and then actually figuring out, all right, who's had a successful season, who hasn't had a successful season. So it's probably the biggest point that I got from doing this show. And then, of course, meeting other Vikings fans like y'all, going to games with y'all. It's just been a blast ever since we started doing this.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be, going from being a casual, I don't want to say casual. I was never a casual Vikings fan. But going more in depth with the Vikings fan, not Vikings fan, but going more in depth with the Vikings team, turnover with the players from this year to next year, the cap space. I was never really big on cap until I started doing this show. And then who else is going to understand what it's like to be a Vikings fan than another Vikings fan? So that's mostly what I get from doing this show, this podcast with you guys.
What up, Captain?
What's going on, fellas?
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss it?
Nope.
You're trying to. Well, here's the biggest thing I've gained from being part of this show. It's learned that I've learned that I'm wrong about everything. I've learned that I can actually make a player better. But no, seriously, I will say this, and I'm going to go back to this. I probably never would have got off my ass and went to Minnesota to see a home game. As much as I pined to do it, I probably never would have done it if it wasn't for being able to go do that, have that experience with you guys. As bad as that game was, everything else about that weekend was great.
Yeah.
Everything. No, but seriously, That's a big thing. And so it really is the camaraderie, because I have been being in Murray, Kentucky, I have kind of been on an island where I occasionally see somebody wearing some Vikings gear in like a gas station because they're traveling. But, it's that camaraderie. There are actual other Vikings fans that I can talk with and commiserate with. Skol.
Shaq, what'd you do to Lowe?
Tell the hard, cold truth. Sometimes people can't handle the truth.
Oh, okay.
Mr.
Say
Tom.
that for another time.
Unk's in the house. Skol, Unk.
What up, Unk? Sarah's been to Kentucky once, and you've been to Minnesota once.
Probably crossing paths.
Mm-hmm. You guys both looked at each other through the windows as you were passing.
I bet we were both driving by that lifted Mustang at the same time.
The back roads of Missouri.
I actually think doing this show has kind of made me actually more of a positive fan and a more understanding fan.
That's amazing.
Which is
More
kind of
positive?
weird. Yeah. I know I can get negative sometimes, but then I always bring it back. And because this show kind of forces me to dig a little deeper and compartmentalize. I'm never going to get that word down. Compartmentalize things a little bit more, through, doing my research and looking up things. And sometimes I think things are so bad for the Vikings, but then through my research, I'm seeing like, well, it's really not worse than these other teams that are, winning. And I don't know. It's just, I get a different perspective on it. Like, we aren't the worst fan base. We aren't the worst team. Everybody thinks that about their team. And that's one thing that I've learned from doing this. Like, all the fan bases are the same. The things we complain about, so does every other fan base. And, it's really not that bad. Yeah, honestly, I think it's made me more of a positive fan, regardless of what you might hear about me on game day.
A whole new world, a dazzling place he's never seen.
Fish has to sing at least once a show. That's part of his contract. So let's go ahead and get into it. And we're not going to spend much time on it, but we are going to recap our final game of the season, and that was against the Green Bay Packers backup squad. We finished the 2025 season, beating that backup squad 16-3 to end with a 9-8 record, above 500, positive. Justin Jefferson got his 1,000 yards. Dallas Turner had 2 sacks, which gave him 8 on the season to lead the team. CJ Ham got a touchdown in his final game. Harrison Smith was kind of quiet, but got a loud ovation. McCarthy took himself out in the second half, and Brosmer gave us a play that we'll never forget. So, Cody, what were your thoughts watching that? I guess you can call it a game.
My thoughts at the end of the game, I would say, would be we beat the Packers. The thoughts during the game, when McCarthy went out, I was like, we are probably not going to beat the Packers. But we somehow beat the Packers third string with Max Brosmer, and that is an achievement in itself. So,
yeah. Max Brosmer, we had to deal with Max Brosmer, 10 quarters of football and got 2 wins out of it. That is an achievement.
It's an achievement.
What is that, 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1. It's pretty good.
He doesn't even look good against a third string NFL team. That dude needs to go sell cars.
What were your thoughts while watching that game, Shaq?
Well, my thoughts was we won a meaningless game. The only benefit was it was against a division rival, the Packers. We could have been pick 12 or 13, but we're now picking 18th. So there's that. And shout out to Justin Jefferson continuing his 1,000-yard streak. This straight seasons, baby. I just wish JJ McCarthy would have played more of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Brosmer,
once we saw Max Brosmer in there, it's kind of like
he has to go. He's practice squad at best right now. No offense to you, Max Brosmer, but there's levels to this, and you're just not at that NFL level yet.
Lefty has a good comment, and he kind of said something that I didn't want to say, but yeah, I do feel I am starting to feel that way. Like now, like I just want this team to make me happy on Sundays. Like Super Bowls might not even be the goal anymore. It's like, can we just win more than we lose and have more good Sundays and bad Sundays? But he says if they never win the Super Bowl, my life won't get worse. If they win every Super Bowl from next year till the day I die, my life won't get any better. It's 3 hours of Sunday entertainment. Enjoy it.
I still want that Super Bowl.
I do too.
Still want that Super Bowl.
I think I'm still trying to get to that level, and I'm trying to talk myself into it, to be honest, like real time. Fish, did you get a chance to watch the game? I don't remember.
Yeah, I came home during halftime. About Lefty's comment, I'm sorry, I'm calling bullshit. If they win the Super Bowl, my life gets better. Mm-hmm. Because my fandom of the Minnesota Vikings that I've dedicated literally my whole damn life to suddenly becomes validated in the fact that they are a world champion in the Super Bowl era, and I can claim that. And that makes the enjoyment of every Sunday they play there afterward better, because I don't have it hanging over my head. All the stupid stats that we are the winningest record in the regular season with no Super Bowl, and all the Viking stats we love. So now I'm not about that. While I was watching the game, though, my biggest takeaway was after Justin Jefferson got his 1,000 yards, I'm like, what the hell is that man still doing in the game? Why? We are tempting fate here. I was not happy seeing him still in the game. I'm sorry. If something would have happened to his ACL, I'd have lost my ever-loving mind. After the game, I really started to think about how history doesn't usually pay attention to context. We were not swept by the Green Bay Packers. And come next season, that's all anybody's ever going to remember when they talk about our record from this season. We have a winning record this year again. So we didn't have, the flip-flop where we have, a winning record then not a winning record. So that's a trend buck. We were 4-2 in our division, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
We had a winning record in our division. All that's going to be remembered are we had a winning record. We had a winning record in our division. JJ was 6-4. It's really going to be glossed over how awful he looked. It's just going to be, this is the record, this is the record, this is the record, these are the stats. So moving on to next year, that's what's going to be paid attention to. It's not going to be context. The context that we know because we watched games and we were actually present for one of them. But as far as like the outside sources, that's all they're going to remember.
Yeah. For me, it was once JJ McCarthy went out, I totally lost interest in that game. I mean, I watched the whole thing, but like it took all the fun out of it for me. And I was hoping Harrison Smith would get that last interception so he could join the 40-20 club, and he didn't. But, maybe he's not done. Maybe that gives him a reason to come back. But, yeah, we beat the Packers, and that's always a good thing. And even if we lost, we might have moved down like a couple spots in the draft, not much. Like we already tanked that. So definitely want to beat the Packers because, like you said, when we're looking back in 10 years and looking at the records, I don't want to see that the Packers, beat us twice in that season. It would have been nice to see a shutout, which is why LaFleur did what he did and called that timeout and kicked the field goal. So that won't be a shutout in the record book. So that would have been nice to get. Cody, what do you think about McCarthy coming out for the second half, but after the first play, just pulling himself out?
Part of me wants to say I was disappointed in him because, it's football. Get in the game. You've been injured this whole year, basically. Don't pull yourself out. We need you to still play in this game. It's still the Packers. We need a chance to win in. I don't want to see Max Brosmer play quarterback at all, especially after last week game. It was disappointing at first, but then I thought about it. It's probably a smart thing to do, right? Because if his hand is really hurt and he pulled himself out of the game but he keeps himself in the game, let's say he throws 2 interceptions and we lose to the Packers. What is everybody going to say? Then our excuse would be, well, his hand was hurt. I don't want the excuse of that. Good for you for pulling yourself out, right? You got now you have a full off season, right? And it shouldn't be having any kind of rehab troubles messing with your off season, then where you can develop your mechanics and develop what you should be developing if you were doing it last year. So I was disappointed at first, but then I thought about it and I thought, it's smart for him to pull himself out of the game.
It's funny because I'm kind of like the total opposite of you. Because when he first did it, I thought, okay, that's smart. He took himself out of the game. He didn't want to, risk getting hurt even more or doing a turnover. And the fans were very critical of him. He had a high ankle sprain against the Falcons. We didn't find that out till after the game. He kept playing on it. He kept playing injured. Why didn't he come out of the game? He got a concussion against the Packers. Why did he keep playing? He ended up throwing an interception. Why did he take himself out of the game? So people are, and here the Giants game, hurt his hand, kept playing until that fumble. Why didn't he take himself out of the game? Mm-hmm. But this one, to me, it was kind of like, all right, you took yourself out of the game. I gave him props for it. But then after thinking about it, I was like, why'd you even come out for that play? Like, I didn't see anything that happened on that throw. It was a quick little nice screen. It's not like you got hit or anything like that. It's like, if you couldn't play, then you shouldn't have even come out for that play. And I would have liked to have seen him just finish that drive and then go to the trainer and let him do the whole ouch, it hurts, no, I can't thing. Like the way he kind of threw the pass and then just walked out like, okay, I'm done. That actually ended up bugging me a little bit. What do you think about it, Fish?
JJ he doesn't have like that camera presence, I guess. Everything he does seems like it's awkward and histrionic, like all the stuff it just seems like he just wrongly placed. I don't know, man, because like Ben Lieber said, the optics of how he left were making it kind of look like he's making a big deal, and the cameras were focused on him, and I don't know, man. I think what he needs to do is, even if it's really fake, is I think he needs to get really stoic. And he needs to just suppress all the outward emotional stuff or whatever. He just needs to get real quiet, real stoic, and just suppress all that shit until he wins a championship, and then he can act crazy. And people
when he was like high-fiving everybody on the sideline saying, I'm sorry, like that actually looked kind of cringe to me too. It was like, it looked like they're like, man, like they didn't really care. Like, get away from me. Like, I don't know if get away from me is the right way to say it, but it didn't really look like, it looked like the players were kind of disappointed the way they were receptive to him being like, oh, I'm sorry, this and that. It's like, hey, just go sit on the bench. You're hurt.
Yeah.
How'd you take it, Shaq?
I mean, I'm glad he did it sooner than he did it the last time. I'd rather him pull himself out before he tried to throw a bad pass, and then we find out, oh, his hand was hurting. So before it gets worse, pull yourself out. The game was meaningless. Yeah, he needs more snaps and reps, but it's not like he's getting any good reps. He's going against backups. He could do that in practice. So
yeah,
I understand it looks bad in the public eye, but future-wise, it was better he just pulled himself out before it gets worse.
And I thought he shown what he needed to show in that game to us. When he lowered that shoulder and when he stiff-armed that linebacker out of the way, and then he got up in the face of that linebacker before getting, moved away from the ref and the flag came out. I love that. I love that rollout pass and the juke move pass he had. He showed us that, hey, okay, this is the future. Mm-hmm. Get him in the offseason. Let's work on this kid. And that's what I saw. So, and I don't want to damage that offseason. That I don't want to put him in another rehab situation, which he was last year to start offseason. If people forget, where you still had to go through some rehab things before you can even play on the field. I don't want that this year in this offseason. I want strictly you're working on being a quarterback in the National Football League. So that's how
the first half, there were some good things and nice things, that throw to Sims, it was nice. And I liked it when he trucked the guy, and I liked that he was drawing back at him. That was a weak penalty call.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's real selective when they want to throw a flag on that. They were like jawing at each other. Like, you let that go, in my opinion. But like Robbie's saying, the optics are bad. And I agree with that. I'm a McCarthy fan. You know that. He knows that. We all know that. But the optics are bad. Just the way that he pulled himself out. And, like, that's the last image we get of this guy for, like, the next 7-8 months. Like, pulling himself out of the game, hurt again. Like, if he would have just said, you know, didn't come out the second half, like, he did what he needed to do, got JJ his 1,000 yards, he's just going to chill, you know, rest his hand. That's cool. It would have looked a lot better.
They could have glazed over it too and made it look like, all right, we're done. You know, kind of like a preseason game.
Yeah,
we're done, and basically not even ever. The hand could have never even like came up. But he needs to man up. He needs to man up.
What about your guy CJ Ham get himself a touchdown in his final game? How'd that make you feel?
Oh my God, you just gonna make me cry.
I'm gonna try.
Because you know the thing is everybody was speculating about this being Hitman's last game and all that, and watching Hitman talk about how he basically cooled down all his stuff because he wanted CJ to have his moment in the sun with it being his final game. And yeah, man, he was my favorite contemporary Viking, and you can't say nothing bad about the guy. I'm actually glazing up right now, you know, because all he did was anything everybody asked him. All he did was, you know, everything that was asked of him to do. Selfless. When given the opportunity, he capitalized. Did the dirty work. Caught a hell of a pass a couple of years ago. By God, he should have been our title. I'm gonna miss him. And I've been dancing around the idea of getting one of his jerseys, and I think I got to do it. I've just got to respect that man.
Get it, and then he moves to a different team.
Shut up, Cody.
I was kind of hoping like after that touchdown he would just have gone out, but he stayed in there and played, and that's his decision. That's fine. Just as the fan, I was like, oh, okay, go out on a touchdown.
Just get the touchdown, run down the tunnel, don't come back.
And then, you know, Harrison Smith got his ovation, but were you guys a little disappointed that, you know, we really didn't get to see anything out of him on the field?
No.
It was hard because Toon was not throwing him the ball.
He wasn't throwing anyone the ball.
It's kind of hard to catch an interception when the ball's touching the ground.
I mean, he actually performed worse than Brosmer against Seattle.
That's crazy. What up, Zoe?
What up, Zoe?
E, what's up, man?
E, all the big dogs showing up tonight.
Well, speaking of big dogs, let's go ahead and bring one on. We got Rap, a.k.a. Vocal Vike, in the background, and we're going to bring him on right now.
What up, man?
Yo, what's good? What's good, fellas?
What's up?
Man, appreciate you having me on, for sure.
We were just kind of talking about CJ Ham and Harrison Smith, possibly their last games. How does that make you feel?
I mean, definitely Harrison Smith, man. You know, I love Harrison Smith. He's one of my favorite Vikings. But I think it was time. I believe it's time, though. You know, in reality, I just think it's time. Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye, but hey, you got to do it. And I think for those two players specifically, I think that's where we're at right now. So I'm all right with it. You know, they left on a high note, beating the Packers. So hey, let's ride.
I know you're a Harrison Smith fan, but what if he said he wanted to come back? Come on.
Damn. I don't know if I would be like super upset about it. You know, if I feel like I trust him enough to where if he feels like he can come back, then, you know, I'll trust him as a fan and say, all right, but we're definitely gonna criticize you if you go out there and look like you're an old man. You know what I mean? So the last couple games, he looked pretty good. So he looked like he still had some juice in him. And then I know there was that mysterious thing that was going on at the beginning of the season. Yeah. And I don't know if that played a part on why towards the beginning of the season he wasn't performing like we expected. And then all of a sudden he got fully healthy. So there's a lot of unknown there, man. So we'll see. I guess as the offseason plays out, we'll see what he says. Mm-hmm. But real quick, too, the team made it seem like it was actually over this time, though. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It felt like that. Like it's almost like he told everybody this is it. So the way they acted when he walked off the field, it kind of made it seem like we got our answer there.
Yeah, I agree. But he was also crying at the end of last season, and we thought that was the end of it. And then he came back. But
True.
yeah, I think it's over. And like he had that good game on Christmas against the Lions. Like that was really the go out game. So I'd be good with it. And like I've said, my last favorite player. I don't have favorite players anymore. Just I'm a Viking fan, and that's it. No more favorite players.
Yeah.
So, Rap, welcome to the show. I wanted to give you a chance to speak on Harrison Smith real quick before we introduced you. Rap is kind of a OG of the Viking podcasters, and you know I was on his show a few weeks ago, and he agreed to come on here, and we appreciate that. So let's do some of the basic things. You know the drill. You've done this a lot of times. What is your background as a Vikings fan?
Man, I just been a Vikings fan since 1999. Randy Moss, really, just to keep it simple. That's who turned me into a Vikings fan. I live down south in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. So people always ask, like, how'd you become a Vikings fan, bro? Like, you from the Carolinas? So that's kind of just what happened, man. And then obviously the story about that I've told 100 times about like those little coffee mugs that you showed me, Keith, that you actually have one of them. So they were doing those things. We had those down here. And I put the quarter in, and I got a Vikings cup, bro. It was destiny, you know what I mean? It was just destiny for me to be a Vikings fan, man. So that's just, and I'm happy I made it. That was the decision that was made, to be honest with you. So that's kind of where it comes from, you know. Hey, shout out to Randy Moss. He's the main reason, though.
We do have another South Carolina Vikings
Somerville.
fan,
I actually shout out Robert, man. I live in Somerville, man. I live in Cane Bay. Pull up on your boy. Yeah.
You might regret that. I'm just saying.
There's at least 2 Viking fans in South Carolina.
Let's go.
So tell us, what is one of your favorite Viking moments, and you can't use the miracle?
I know I've seen that in the show notes, and I'm like, yeah, man, that one was one of my best for sure. But there's another one though that's pretty recent. And it isn't the play you guys probably would think about, but it was the Bills-Vikings game just a couple years ago. I think the goal line fumble where Eric Kendricks recovered it, and then just the celebration afterwards, the walk and everything about that, bro, is just like lit. I mean, there's 100 of them that I could have sifted through and picked, but that one, I feel like watching that whole game, just the emotions in that game was crazy. I remember me standing up that whole game, and we're out of it. Then we're back in it. And we're out of it. And we're back in it. And just so, you know, for recent, I'm going to use that play right there specifically, man. Josh Allen fumbling it. We actually recover it because my reaction was wild. It was almost like the miracle as far as reaction goes, because I don't think was there anything on the line that game? I can't remember if there was anything on the line, but it felt like that was if we.
It was actually beating a good team.
Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was actually
Here's our reputation.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I agree that it was kind of like the miracle, because that's one of the few games that I can remember. Like I literally was bouncing off the wall on that play. Like when we got that touchdown, I was running through the house, jumping off the walls like a little kid again. Like it was crazy. So I mean, it was kind of like that miracle thing. Cody, do you think that play was big, or would you go with the Jefferson catch in that one?
Nah, I had to go to Jefferson catch all day. That was just nasty how he was able just to even bring that thing in. I mean, defender hand on the ball. I even got a picture somewhere in my house that has the full frame picture. I'm still waiting to send it off and get it signed by him. But man, yeah, it reminds me of when Chris Carter caught the ball back here behind his helmet in '98 and fell to the ground. And I was like, wow, who can top that catch? And then Justin Jefferson does it for Minnesota. So,
Yeah.
Bro, if we're going to bring that game up and not talk about the Dalvin Cook screen pass.
Let's go.
Yeah, 80 yards.
That game alone just got I mean, that game was just.
It was just wild.
Mm-hmm. We had that game, and then we had the Colts game in the same season, right? So 2 roller coaster heart attack rides, man. That was
I actually dubbed that game the Fury on Lake Erie because it was just crazy.
Yeah, that was a good game.
You know, I've never gone back and actually watched that game. Oh shit. of all the games. Probably should. Instead, I'd rather watch one that makes me miserable. Like I'll go watch the 2017 NFC Championship.
Oh man, no, I can't do that. I can't relive that.
No.
Can't relive that.
Hey, Rap, little interesting part about that JJ catch in that game.
Yeah.
I went back and looked and really did a deep dive on it. And the infamous 4th and 8 play was the exact same play. Except Kirk didn't have the time. In the JJ catch, he had like over 4 seconds, but on the 4th and 8 play, 1 point, the play couldn't develop.
Oh,
but it was the exact same play.
Wow. Hey, that's a good deep dive, man. I wouldn't have known that. After I saw that 4th and 8, my mind went straight to get him out of here. You know what I'm saying?
The difference was
I didn't think about nothing. I don't care what the play call was. Get him up out of here for sure.
The difference was that like on the JJ catch, Thielen was running that little route that Hawkinson ran. But other than that, exact same play.
Kirk was like, nice. Jefferson, not open, fuck it, Jefferson.
Yeah. But, we should see that more, though. It's sad that you don't really see that more, and there's always that excuse of, oh, Jefferson's double covered and stuff like that, man. Oh, well, bro, throw him the ball, like, straight up. I don't give a damn. You see what he can do. Like, give him the rock. There's no such thing as being covered. When you're talking about 18, when you look at plays like that, you're like, I mean, sheesh, bro. Throw him the ball. That's what he wants. Give him a chance.
Now, I got a question for you. We talk about Justin Jefferson, superstar. We do have stars across the team. We have multiple superstars. I want to know from you, who was your favorite non-superstar star Minnesota Viking player? The unsung Viking.
I'm a little different, man. I go against the grain. So I'll just say two. I'll say one on the team right now is Ivan Pace Jr., and then one that's not on the team anymore would be Cameron Dantzler. Like those are two players that I feel like were really good. I know they sound crazy, but I felt like at the time, you got to think Cameron Dantzler was one of the youngest corners. He was one of the youngest corners on our team, but he was making the most impact. Like when you think about year 2020 and stuff like that, I mean, she was the only one getting picks. He was the only one causing fumbles. I mean, things went sour with him and Mike Zimmer, but I was a fan of Cameron Dantzler, man. I was pulling for him. So those would be my two. Those would be my two players that I feel like wasn't getting enough credit, and we kind of just looked at him. Right now, Ivan Pace, obviously he lost his job, rightfully so though, because Eric Wilson deserves that, bro. He's coming out there and he's balling, so it makes sense. But I feel like Cameron Dantzler got done dirty, man. If he was still on the team, I feel like he would have been an impact player for us for sure.
As long as you didn't say a Caleb Evans, you're my man.
Oh, man, bro. I couldn't stand a Caleb Evans, bro. Like, not a Caleb Evans. Nah, for sure. Percy Harvin. I see Delton in the chat. Shout out there. I was going to say Percy Harvin, but I don't feel like he's unsung, though. I feel like my Vikings fans, like, we on that with him. You know what I mean? For sure.
Do you think they bring Ivan Pace back?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think they keep him just as a depth piece, and those are the type of players you want as a depth piece, though. Like, why get rid of him? I mean, why? He showed that he can play. He can start. He just has a guy that has more experience and is playing better football at the moment than him. So, I'm actually happy that Brian Flores made the move. As much as I'm a Ivan Pace fan, I mean, I'm a Vikings fan before anything. And I think it is the right move, but Ivan Pace is the type of player you want in that second role for just in case injuries happen. You don't feel like the fall off is crazy, So I say keep him. I think it's the right move. You guys don't like Ivan Pace? You think
I like it how you said it as like a dead piece. Like if we got him out there starting again, then. We got problems in my opinion. You got one, Fish?
Yeah, so we're going to harken back to the end of the 2016 season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to make a decision about probably the greatest running back in Vikings history. What side were you on? Did you want to keep AP, or were you like, it's run its course and, time to move on?
I wanted to keep AP. You know, just it's similar to just like the Dalvin Cook thing. Like, I'm a big fan. Like, if you've listened to, for the ones who haven't listened to my show, usually when we get on the topic of running back, like, I'm a big running back fan. Like, I love having a good running back. Just as a fan, I want a good running back. I want a running back that can, you know, bust the game open. I call them home run hitters. And obviously, AP was still that. People were trying to say he fell off when we got rid of him, but I think, you know, with the right pieces being added, he could have still been very productive, just like with Dalvin Cook. So I was on the side of keeping him, to be honest with you, man. I was mad. And I'm a huge AP fan too. So, yeah, but I was glad that we beat him in the, you know, when he went to his new team and we beat him right off the back. I was happy about that.
It was how they make that the first game we played of the season was against AP. That's crazy.
Yeah. That was a good game. That was a game, man. I remember being at my brother's house and watching that game, man. That was a hell of a game to watch as a Vikings fan too. You know, felt like
I remember thinking
Dalvin Cook coming out.
Yeah,
I remember thinking, man, I hope he runs for like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in losing effort.
Yeah,
we beat him like 24-21. You know.
Yeah, man. I love AP, man. Miss him, you know, miss Dalvin Cook, man. I hope the Vikings actually look into upgrading the running back room this year as well in the offseason, man. Like, I like Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. I'm like on the fence with it. Like, can I do without him? Yeah, you know what I mean? I think I can do without him. I think I want to get a different running back in the building, somebody young, fast, that can hit a home run. You know, I'm a fan of the Jahmyr Gibbs, the Bijan Robinsons of the world. Those are the type of running backs I like. So
elite.
Thank you, bruh. Elite. I'm sick of these Jags. You know what I mean? For sure.
What I found crazy about Dalvin Cook is he disappeared before the age of 30.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That shoulder. His shoulder was never the same. After that Broncos game, I forgot who that defensive tackle was. Messed up his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a fact, Shaq, for sure. Yeah, you're right. That shoulder, you're right. I remember him used to wear that harness all the time. And every time he got hit, it would be like, dang, bro, please get up, bro. Please get up. For sure.
What about you, Shaq? You got a question?
Yeah, I got a question. So I'll say, what would you say was your favorite Vikings season that you can remember, like start to finish?
Dang, boy, start to finish. Finish is where the issue.
Finish, I know finish is the hard part.
Start is like shit. Start, I can name 5 of them, boy. Finish, holy. I mean, listen, bro. I'm gonna just have to go with 2017, even though you know it happened how it happened. I just think it was a fun season with Case Keenum, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs going off, bro. Like everybody. I mean, we were kicking ass out there. I had a fun time in 2017, especially after the playoff win against the Saints. I mean, everything just felt right. Like that season as a fan, you just felt good. Like it just was right. And then the NFC Championship game came. But other than that, man, I'm going to say that 2017 because see, I became a fan, I became like diehard all the way in on Vikings in 99. So I know there's a lot of OG fans that talk 98 and stuff like that. But like I was 9 years old at the time. So I really didn't get to take it in and really appreciate how good the team actually was. So 2017, I would probably just have to ride with that one because we didn't have a superstar quarterback, but it was just a team playing together and figuring out ways to win, man. And it just felt good watching them.
Yeah, you couldn't tell me that a team would make the conference championship game losing both their starting running back and their quarterback.
Right, exactly.
Follow-up question.
And the defense was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Follow-up question, Rap. So tell me why you think Jeff George is the greatest quarterback we've ever had on this team.
Jeff George?
He was real little, though.
Yeah, I don't even know. I can't remember Jeff George playing, man. That's definitely out of my my Vikingism. You know what I'm saying?
All you gotta say is he could put some good spin on that thing.
Okay, he can put some good spin on that thing. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it, man. I love hearing me, bro. I love the OG fans, because I just love hearing the old stories. I really appreciate it, and I want to learn more about the Vikings history, and I love hearing about games. that happened back in the day that I wasn't able to really enjoy because I was young or just wasn't a fan at the time. So like those keep throwing them at me, man. I love the stories, man, for sure.
Well, since Finch brought up the quarterback, the hottest topic of the season has been the quarterback for us, and that's JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
What side of the fence are you on when it comes to JJ McCarthy? Because this fan base is split on him.
I mean, shoot, I'm on the side of keeping him, obviously, man. Everybody know, man, I'm a JJ McCarthy truther for sure. I mean, this season didn't go as I thought it would go, honestly. He didn't get injured in college playing football. All of a sudden now he's here and he's getting injured. I mean, I really don't understand it. But I will say this. The flashes we've seen of him, you ask yourself, if he can just find a little bit of consistency, then he's going to be really good in this league. And you can see that, right? So to me, that's enough especially being that this is his first year actually playing. I mean, you got to give the kid a break. Bro, Vikings fan, we be wanting to move off so quick, bro, and pick up somebody else's. We want to pick up somebody else's project. Like we want to go out and get the same Kirk Cousins type project. It's like, bro, let's stick with the guy for at least 3 years. What are we in a rush for? We ain't win no Super Bowl yet. What are we rushing for? There's nothing to rush for, in my opinion. Let's chill. I mean, when you hear names like Joe Burrow and you hear names like Lamar Jackson, I mean, yes, it sounds great. It's easy. I'm guilty of it. I get on here on camera and say, hey, go get him, right? Lamar Jackson. We've been down this road before. It sounds good. But then I sit back and I say, man, listen, bro, let's just be patient a couple more years. There's going to be some more good quarterbacks that we can go spend a ton of money on. If 2 years go by and JJ isn't it or whatever, man, we go spend some money and get one of the top-notch guys if it comes down to it. But right now, let's just go through the process of developing a quarterback. I mean, that's where I'm at with it right now with JJ McCarthy.
And I feel like that's what this fan base wanted. We wanted our own quarterback to develop, but like when you see him actually having to go through development, you're like, oh, why wasn't he ready made? And like I was telling these guys, I feel like JJ McCarthy came in with higher expectations than any first-year quarterback that I can remember. Like I think his expectations this season was higher than any of the quarterbacks that were drafted in 2024 this season. They were coming to their second year of starters, and I still feel like JJ McCarthy's expectations were higher than theirs. And I don't think that's really fair.
Yeah, it isn't fair. Like JJ McCarthy, the reason why we lost the season was because of the quarterback. It's plain and simple.
That's fair.
Is that going to get me off the JJ McCarthy train? Hell no. Right? The quarterback, when your offensive line is weak, or if your offense is weak, something's wrong with it, you have to put the team on your shoulders. That's why you are the most important job in all of football. You are the leader. You are the quarterback. We don't have that with JJ McCarthy right now, right? He's still super young in this league. You give Jaden Daniels put the load on his shoulders, they don't go nowhere. He probably falters too. The only guy I could see out there was the number 3 pick in the draft. They put everything on his shoulders, and they have a really good record now with Patriots and Drake May. JJ McCarthy will get there, but he needs another starting season for us to show us that he's going to get there. So I totally blame the quarterback this year. JJ McCarthy, it was bad to start it off. He ended it kind of strong, then kind of went out, but it is this quarterback's fault for this season's failure. But I still believe in JJ McCarthy. I still feel like he can be a legit top 15, top 10 quarterback in this league.
And I think a big part of the problem with the expectations this year was what we did as a team and free agency and all that, where the optics were, we're all in, baby. All we need is somebody to drive this car. And unfortunately, a lot of free agents that we signed didn't pan out, and a lot of those things. And it was like a rock, baby. But I'm just saying, in the beginning, this is one of the best rosters in the NFL. All he's got to do is just be decent, and we're going. Mm-hmm. And I think the team floundered, and he just wasn't ready to overcome that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I agree.
I see Sarah said, I want the guy that got fired to call plays, because I did a video on Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel.
So because you could talk about the Dolphins, but you can also talk about why he got hired by the Dolphins, because he was such an amazing offensive mind. And you can talk about the quarterback that he did make look amazing. It's not about him being a head coach. I don't want him to be a head coach. I want him to come in as an offensive mind. I want him to be an offensive coordinator, because you have guys that are good at being coordinators, and then you have guys that are good at being head coaches. There's a difference. See, everybody thinks just because you're a good coordinator, that means you can just transition and run a team. But when you're a head coach, a lot of things have to come into play. Who's your social circles? Who you gonna bring? Who do you have connections with that you can bring to be your offensive coordinator, your special teams coach, things like that, and that matters. So to me, I think bringing Mike McDaniel to team up with Kevin O'Connell, them together, oh man, I think this Vikings offense could get exciting, in my opinion. Now, will Kevin O'Connell give that role up? Probably not, because his pride's too high. He's not gonna do it. But that don't mean I'm not going to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. That doesn't mean I'm not going to ask for it. And I'm not going to sit there and compare JJ McCarthy to Tua Tagovailoa neither, because they not in the same boat, in my opinion. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Tua, to me, I never was a fan of Tua. Didn't think Tua was going to be good in this league. But there was a year with Mike McDaniel where Tua did look like an MVP quarterback. We can't forget that either. So I just say, man, don't sleep on Mike McDaniel just because he got fired. There's a ton of coaches that get fired. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that they're not good coaches. I mean, Harbaugh just got fired. You don't think every team that needs a coach right now isn't banging on his door? Go look at the list. You know what I'm saying?
They're saying people that are interested, teams that are still interested in that capacity. But you do make a good point when you talk about, sometimes good coordinators just aren't good head coaches. And I'm with you. I would take McDaniel over here if KOC is gonna, let him do his thing, which I don't know that he's going to do that until like his butt's on fire. And I don't think his butt is on fire going into this season. But that's kind of how I also feel about Flores, who we'll get to in a minute. But he's a great coordinator. It doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna be a great head coach. And the same for McDaniel. He wasn't a great head coach. That doesn't mean he wasn't a good coordinator and can't be.
Right.
Well, if you want Mike McDaniel, you better hurry up and fire Wes Phillips, because the Detroit Lions called first interview on him.
Exactly. And the Detroit Lions are going to wind up bringing them in. And I'm going to tell you, they offense about to go crazy next year, bro. I promise you. And we going to sit back as Vikings fans and be like, dang, bro. Like, I wish we had a play caller like that. Watch, bro.
Did he call plays in San Francisco?
He's the run game coordinator.
He was the run game. Yeah, he was the run game.
But did he call the plays in San Francisco?
He developed the schemes at the line of scrimmage for the run game.
Yeah, he was very he wasn't the actual offensive coordinator. No, he wasn't the actual coordinator. But
Jack, the answer to your question is no.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because all of a sudden now he started calling plays for Miami. We should give him play calling. Fuck out of here. He lost that role. He needs to come run game.
He developed how the offensive line moves on those run plays, though. How they pull tackles.
He can come do that here.
Well, he ain't call plays. He's going to Detroit.
Well, look, Rap, I'm a straight up Harry Potter nerd, so for that reason alone, I want him on our staff, just because I can make all them comments.
Yeah,
but Fish, he kind of wears the high water pants and no socks, though.
What is he? He's a Harry Potter fan or something?
No, everybody says he looks like him. I see all the memes where talking about him looking like Harry. He's the Harry Potter of the NFL.
He got a nice Jordan collection. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No, see, I just think he's super intelligent, just based off I've watched a ton of interviews too. His story fire too, just all the adversity he went through. But I mean, he gets a lot of praise too, just as his mindset when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. I mean, the Dolphins, bro, the Miami Dolphins organization. I mean, when's the last time anybody succeeded there? We saw what happened with B-Flow. Shit, that's why he in the position he in now too. Like B-Flow wanted to win. Them boys trying to pay him to throw games. That's crazy. Like Miami a different city, man. That organization off the chain, right? For real. But we'll see what happens.
Like McDaniel might have done it. It seemed like McDaniel might have thrown games the way that the Dolphins finished the season, but then they still fired him.
I wouldn't be surprised if a story come out. I'd be surprised.
Maybe Flores was right.
70 points on the Broncos.
What's that?
when he put up 70 points on the Broncos.
Oh yeah, what was it like 2 seasons ago? So there was a time when he was running a good offense in Miami, right, Shaq?
Yeah,
there was a time. Yeah, I think it was when he first got there. I think when he first got the first
there.
like 2 years, like the first 2 years, it was lit. You know, when he had like Tyreek Hill and they were running a lot of motion and it was looking good. You know, they were the ones who was bringing back that where Tyreek Hill would run and wouldn't stop. You know what I mean? And just keep on going and shit like shit that I want to see with Jettas and Addison. Like that type of movement at the line of scrimmage before the ball snap, man. But we'll see. Kevin O'Connell, I mean, this is just me wishful thinking, obviously, because I think all of us know up here that Kevin O'Connell ain't giving that up. He's a former quarterback. He thinks he wants to be the best offensive play caller in the world. So with that being said, unless, like you said, Keith, unless his feet is to the fire, bro, he's not giving up play calling. He gonna call plays.
This is an interesting question from Jay Vikings. Keith, would you want KOC, Flores, John Harbaugh, or Stefanski as head coach?
That's a good question.
It's a good question. It's a tough one, but it would come down to KOC and John Harbaugh, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't see the hype with John Harbaugh at all.
But I'm probably sticking with KOC, much to Zoe's chagrin. I think I'm rocking with KOC out of all these guys.
Yeah.
And
me too.
Keep doing what he's been trying to do and have a great defensive coordinator, which he thought he had in Donatell at first. Didn't work out. Got rid of him, replaced him with Flores, and that's been working. And it seems like, the defensive coordinator gets to run the defense. He doesn't, put his hands on it. So, like, that's going to be attractive to most defensive coordinators, which the one reason I'm not that worried about losing Brian Flores. And we can go ahead and get into that because I did want to talk a little bit about Brian Flores because that is the other hot topic right now early in the offseason. And he is one of the hottest names getting linked to a bunch of teams. I think the Ravens are the first one to officially request an interview, which Cody called a couple weeks ago. He said, whoever loses that Ravens-Steelers game, the coach is getting fired, and that's where Brian Flores is going.
Yeah, it just makes perfect sense because the Ravens' defense right now was not good the whole season. So they're looking at I think they got 4 DCs lined up right now to 2 OCs. I think they want to go over to what Ravens football is meant to be, what the AFC North style of football is what is meant to be. So it makes perfect sense for him to go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be like the opposite because he's like the defensive coach. He's going to have to get a strong offensive coordinator and be hands off of the offense. And that's why I don't think he's a great fit for like the Raiders if they're going to draft a quarterback number 1 overall. I think you want to get an offensive guy in there, but what percent chance do you think he comes back to the Vikings, Rat?
I give him about a 30% chance to come back to the Vikings. I think he's good as gone, in my opinion. I mean, what he did on Christmas Day, I think solidified it. I think teams are gonna forget about all the other whatever the lawsuits and all that stuff going on, man. I think they're gonna look past all that because that's way past them now, man. They trying to win football games. B-Flow showed he went out there, and that's what it's for. Those games like that, those Christmas time games or the world's watching, and you put on a performance like that. Not only that, ever since he's been to the Minnesota Vikings, you've seen our defense. I mean, he instantly, from the moment he stepped in the building, turned our defense into one to be respected across the league. So I think he deserves a head coaching job, honestly. I don't want him to leave, but I think he worked hard for that. And I'm always going to fall back on the podcast that he had with Adam Schefter where he said, man, he wants to be a coach again. He wants to be a head coach again. So that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to be a defensive coordinator. He wants to run a team again. So if that opportunity comes, he's gone. He's taking it. So I think he's good as gone this year, man. I think there's enough teams that are in need to where he'll fit for one of them.
We speculated that maybe if we got rid of or moved Mike Pettin and offered him the assistant head coach position along with his defensive coordinator, that it might. What do you think about that angle?
Are you asking? You're saying move? Hold on. Say that again. Say that again, Fish.
All right, Mike Pettin's our assistant head coach.
Yeah.
So if we moved him off of that role
and move Flores there,
we're offering you to keep you on as the highest paid DC, and we're going to make you our assistant head coach. which would give him more influence. We speculated about this last week that it
Yeah.
might be an angle to be able to keep him on board. How do you feel about that angle? Do you think it could make a difference or no?
No, I don't think. In my opinion, no. I just don't think so. I think the part of me too, like this is another thing. B-Flow's out there carrying the team, him and his defense. He's watching KOC. KOC's he gets this called this offensive wizard. He's all it is, whatever. But B-Flow is the sole reason why the team is winning football games, and it's obvious because this offense continues to stall out. So to me, I feel like he looks around and I feel like he looks at KOC like, bro, like I should be running this team. Like we would be better off. I really feel like he feels like that. Because he wants to be a coach and he's been a head coach before. It would be different if he's never was a head coach. But since he's already been there and knows what it's like, and he probably feels like he's learned from his mistakes and he's been around KOC, knows what and learned some stuff from him too, I'm sure. I think being an assistant head coach to me, because I feel like he already has influence, Fish, even as a defensive coordinator. You know the key word for Minnesota Vikings when they brought in Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and then was what? Collaboration, right? So that was their big word that they wrote on the whiteboard, and everybody in the building is collaborating to make decisions. So I don't think there's any kind of power struggle there. I think B-Flow can go in there and say, hey, this is the guy I want in the draft. I need a defensive player. I need Dallas Turner. We need to trade up. And I think Kwesi listens to that and makes those moves for him already. I just think he wants to be a head coach, man, in my opinion. I think it's that simple.
I think he wants to be too, but it is going to be tough, when you're suing that shield to get into that position. But I hear a lot of people say it over the last 2 years. If we lose Brian Flores, we're screwed, and KOC is going to be exposed. But did we not win 13 games with Ed Donatel as our defensive coordinator with one of the worst defenses? Like, did that not happen? Like, am I remembering this incorrectly?
Well, no, we did, but that was also, I want to consider that being KOC's first year. And, to me, we had a lot of veterans on the team that helped that cause as well. But like being his first year, a lot of his scheme and stuff wasn't as known. Like he hit the league by surprise. I even go back. That's why I say about Ben Johnson right now with the Bears. Like they on this high horse because they're winning a lot of games. Let's see what their offense is doing now that teams have an offseason to sit back and learn his tendencies and stuff like that. Now that the NFL is catching up to KOC's tendencies, now we're starting to see, like, are you able to adjust? Because that's what separates the great coaches from the good ones. All right, KOC is, to me right now, he's a good one. In the first season, he was able to, the offense was humming and he was able to hold it down, but he hasn't held it down since, though. After that, it's been defense, in my opinion, bro.
You don't think we had a good offense last year?
I think it was okay, but it should be better, man. Like, to me, I just feel like some of the decisions they cost us too much. I mean, yes, it was good, Keith. I'm not saying it was horrible, but what I am saying is I think Kevin O'Connell is a lot of the reason why our team is in certain situations where we're losing football games now. Because of his decision making. To me, man, I think it needs to be a change in the play calling, man. That's all I'm saying. And I'm a KOC guy, bro. I was riding for KOC for the longest until this year. I've been riding for him, man. I loved KOC and backed him, bro. I just don't think he's a good play caller. And I'm telling you, I don't think we're gonna win. We're gonna win a Super Bowl with him calling plays. I'm just be honest with you.
Oof.
I just don't.
Shaq, what do you think is more important, that we keep Brian Flores, or we can get at least Sam Darnold level playoff quarterback next year?
I would say keeping Brian Flores, because we're going to need more than Sam Darnold quarterback play to win a Super Bowl.
It's like,
in all honesty, like, it's hard to really say the type of quarterback play, because you get a quarterback like I want to say Trent Green or Dilford, who won a Super Bowl, basically doing the bare minimum and still getting the ring. Or you get a quarterback that just out of nowhere goes off in the playoffs like Nick Foles is get a Super Bowl ring. So let me get that defense, that shutdown defense, like kind of how we had it with Zimmer his first 3 years, and then take a chance on the offense.
That had to hurt
You
to
agree with
say.
that, Cody?
No, because those defenses are once in generational lifetime defenses. You're talking the 5 Bears, like those names go up in history. We're not talking. You're never going to see 2025 Vikings ever in any sorts of top defenses mentioned in history, right? You're going to see always the Ravens. So I think the quarterback is the most important. It's the most important position on the field. It's a guy that can put the team on his shoulders and move them forward. He can get you that right play that you need to keep the game going forward. So I think quarterback is the most important.
Way more. He said Sam Darnold play.
Well, give me Sam Darnold play. Give me Sam Darnold play. Give me Sam Darnold play with the defense we have right now, and we'll probably get as far as what Sam Darnold will go this playoff.
What say you, Fish?
Well, it's kind of a trick question because, if Sam Darnold would have been playing at the end of the season like he was playing at the beginning of the season, we'd have had a deep playoff run. But he kind of choked, in the last couple of games. But when I think about that game, who was it? The San Francisco game, I think it was, when he threw that 97-yard touchdown to Jets.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty clutch in the beginning of the season. Or when he climbed the pocket and threw that touchdown to Addison, I forget who it was against. I mean, Sam Darnold had some straight up stone cold killer to him that season. It's just at the end, it wasn't there when he called upon it. So Sam Darnold play. If we could have got the consistent Sam Darnold play at the end of the season that we had at the beginning of the season, I'd take that. Just be clutch. Be clutch when it counts. And we can overcome a defense. Because I don't remember our defense actually being the model of what we're talking about now last year. I don't think they were that defense wasn't carrying us the previous year is what I'm getting at in the 2024 season. It was the offense that was carrying us.
And I also want to point out something else. Like the defense came on strong. Like the defense, I don't think they ever really sucked this year, but they weren't playing the level they were playing like the last 5 or 6 games. Like they were on fire those last 5 or 6 games, and that kind of adjusted their stats for the season. But no one says, well, look at the teams that the defense played against. But they say that when you want to talk about J.J. McCarthy in his last 5 or 6 games. Like, why don't we get the same criticism?
Yeah. It's not like we gave Jalen Hurts a career game.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. It's not like I went and saw the Justin Herbert have a career game in person.
But see, listen, to another thing why I fear the defensive thing and just saying, forget about it and it's all about the quarterback. You look at what happened when we had Donatell in the playoffs against the New York Giants, against a quarterback that is pretty much mid. We got sliced and diced and we lost because the defense didn't show up. Like, yes, you won a lot of games throughout the season, 1 possession games, and the defense made enough plays. But then when it mattered, against a team that was hitting on all cylinders, your defense let you down. And that's what a Kirk Cousins. I don't know how this panel feels about Kirk Cousins or where y'all stood with Kirk Cousins. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows where I stood with Kirk Cousins. I made it loud and clear. But Kirk Cousins used to be, as far as stats go, I mean, shit, he was the golden boy. You know what I mean? Stats. I mean, that's quarterback play if you're looking at the box score, but the defense is what cost us. You know what I'm saying? For sure. If we would have had, I feel like if we would have had B-Flow in 2023, bro, we probably could have, really made some noise.
Maybe in a closer loss like against the Rams last year.
Yeah.
It's not like we're winning playoff games with B-Flow either.
True. You got a point. So that I mean, it really, regardless of how we cut it, there's an issue here with the Minnesota Vikings. I think it's about finding some balance here. We need a defense and an offense. I think that's what it comes down to. We need both. Like we need both to be at least middle of the road. We can't have, bottom 20 defense and top 10 offense or vice versa and think that's the formula. I think it's better to have, a mid 15 offense, 15 defense, or 15, 16 defense. Like keep a team that's balanced there. That's good all the time. I think that's what we kind of need. And right now, I don't know how you feel about KO, Keith, KOC. When I was talking about the offense, it seems like you lean more towards like it's not really KO's fault. You kind of riding with him, and I was like that. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just
I'm
felt
a
like
KOC fan, but I have
Yeah.
also been critical of his play calling. I do see some flaws, but it's more to do with like when he gets cute.
Yeah.
That's what I have a problem with.
Yeah.
But as the season went on, I kind of felt it was more the execution than the play calling.
Right.
And okay, so maybe as a coach, you need to change the way you're play calling because your players aren't executing. But it doesn't matter how good of a game you're calling if your quarterback's sailing passes or your offensive line isn't blocking or your receivers are dropping passes. It really doesn't matter. Like we get mad when they're on third down, they pass it because they don't get it.
Right.
But then against the Cowboys on 4th and 1, we throw a 20-yard pass to Jalen Naylor and he gets it, and we're all celebrating that. We're not getting mad about it. What a great call because it worked. The execution was good. So, like, I think a lot of it more is the execution. But there have been times where I've questioned his play calling, but I think that has a lot to do with the results.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah. All right. I mean, look, everybody has that's the great thing about this is everybody kind of looks at the game and they feel the way they feel about it. Again, I was a diehard KOC fan because I felt like he would be innovative, having a young coach come in. That's what made me like him over the Harbaugh pickup. I felt like Harbaugh would have came in and he's already who he is. He's old school. Hey, I'm going to come in. I'm going to do it my way. I'm not adjusting to nothing. My way it's my way or the highway. So I like that's why KOC stuck out more to me because I'm like, all right, here's a young guy who's going to come in. He's going to have to learn as he goes and figure out how the league operates and be able to adjust and be innovative and come out with new things and new ways to play offense. And, so far, it seems like he's been, first of all, lying to us, telling us he's going to run the ball and be aggressive at the line of scrimmage every offseason. And then when the season starts, he does the complete opposite. See, like when I see that, that to me bothers me as a fan, especially when you have a young quarterback and the situation and you're still calling plays as if you have a veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins instead of adjusting and, molding your offense around the fact that you have a rookie quarterback, that you have to get some quick game out of here. You can't be having these long drawn out plays, man. I mean, you've had a ton of former players that have touched on this and former coaches that have looked at our film and said, why is KOC doing this with a quarterback that has never played in the NFL yet? This doesn't make sense, right? So to me, when I look at things like that, man, it bothers me. And that's why I'll look at KOC and say, I gotta dock you for that. Because if you're going to be a great coach, you have to understand your circumstances, know your personnel. And if you can't adjust to that, then that's an issue, in my opinion. But I'm still riding for KO though, in a way. As much I'll criticize him, but I'm still like, hey, I know he's not going anywhere, regardless of what we think. So I'm just hoping that he changes his philosophy going into 2026.
It's like the J.J. McCarthy. It's what you can criticize as a fan, but you're not dumping him off to the side of the road. Like, hey, you're done. It's good.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And actually, that leans into my problem with KOC was his pride. And you saying that about, I was afraid Harbaugh would be set in stone. And KOC has done that. Think about when Dobbs had to play for us, Rap.
Yeah.
What did he do to Dobbs? He made him stop. He made him stop running and try to become a pocket passer.
Exactly.
Look at who's excelled for us. Kirk Cousins and Nick Mullins. What are they? Has he adjusted his game? No. At least if Harbaugh would have been here and been locked in on how he was going to do it, we'd have run the ball a whole lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, man, that's my problem with KOC. He did change some this season. You notice those games where we started running the ball north of 25 times. What'd we start doing? Winning.
Mm-hmm. And he mentioned it in the podcast with Paul Allen too, which lets you know he's aware of it. And it took him this long to understand it. And he said it in a snarky way too. Like, yeah, I see fans are talking about we should run the ball more. Like, bro, like this what you doing right now on the Paul
I don't
Allen
like that at
podcast?
all.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah,
this what
that-
we doing, bro? Like,
that was a bad look because he also said, you don't want to run, so the stats look a certain type of way. And
bro.
like, when he said that, I was like, okay, well, this game they're not gonna run.
Yeah, like, come on, man. It's little things like that where it's just like, bro, it's just, man, come on. It's unnecessary, man. Just do what needs to be done. If us as fans can see it, you should definitely be able to see it because you get paid millions of dollars to see it. So, we shouldn't have to tell you what to do, man. You should know this.
After that comment, I was hot because it felt like the biggest middle finger to my face because every single game I always say the same words: run the fucking football.
Thank you. And another thing to your point, Keith, where you were talking about the fourth down, we'll go back to that really quick where, fans don't get mad when we execute, right? And that's natural. You execute, you're hyped. But the truth is these guys they preach analytics so much. KOC, the analytics told us to do this and do that. Well, why do the analytics show that we are super successful on third and shorts when we run the football? I'm talking about 70% clip. Bro, you are at the bottom when it comes to throwing the football on third down, yet you still choose to do it. Why? If you're such an analytical wizard, why? I mean, shoot, if you tell me that I can convert 70% of the time, I'm going to do that. I don't care what it is. And you got to get to the point, too, where the defense knows you're running the ball. So what? So what? The whole world knows we're running the ball. How about you try to stop us? That's when you tell your offensive line, hey, you look those dudes in the face across from you and you say, we're running this motherfucker right down the middle. I dare you to try to stop the shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you call. That's what I want to see. That's what I like. I want that type of football, So that's just where I'm at with it, man. KOC got to grow some nuts, man.
That's fair. That's fair because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. During the first part of the season, I was getting mad at him for not running the ball.
Yeah.
And throwing it. Like, what are you doing? And the same thing you said kind of earlier was like, why are you acting like you got Kirk Cousins back there when you got a guy who's starting for the first time? So you've said a couple things that I was cursing him out for, but
yeah.
I just overall I'm still heavy in on KOC, and I hear all the noise. I see Zoe in the comments, and hasn't won a playoff game, and going on the 5th year, and he's like the first coach in 10 years to get a 5th year that hasn't won a playoff game. Like, I hear all that, but I don't know. Maybe I just made it like the guy. Maybe I'm just caught up in this charm. I don't know, but I do like the direction that he's got this team going in, and I do feel like with him as our coach, we're gonna put a winning team out there, and that's why I feel confident. Even if Brian Flores does leave, like I'm not feeling doom and gloom about it. Like, I feel we got the right guy captaining the ship, and he's gonna get a strong defensive coordinator because that's not what he does. And man, this is a great year to actually need a defensive coordinator because there's a lot of them out there. So.
Mm-hmm. No, you got a point. I mean, that's one good plus. I guess that's one plus about this whole thing is if the worst happens and B-Flow does go, we do have some great options out there at the moment. So,
like Ed Donatell.
Oh, man, not like Ed Donatell, man. We haven't heard that name since he left. Since the Giants game, I haven't heard that damn name.
But according to Zoe, he got 2 Super Bowl rings. That's a winning coach right there.
Yeah, he's like a linebacker coach and got a Super Bowl ring. That's some pedigree.
Zoe just hate KOC, man.
No, he does. He's hated KOC for years. Man. He's hated KOC for years. He's been very consistent with that. He's been very consistent with that. I respect that about Zoe. Yeah. But we've talked about the quarterback and the coaching. This year we finished 9-8, which was well below our expectations. We expected, going on a playoff run this year. It didn't happen. So aside from the coaching and the quarterbacking, Cody, what do you think was like the reason for this failure?
The offensive line combinations. I think we had the most in the NFL, like 26. When you're putting a young quarterback out there, it's like the Raiders drafting Mendoza next year. Yeah, I feel sorry for that kid going out to the Raiders. And it's the same thing with McCarthy this year. You stuck him out there thinking you spent all this money in free agency to fix the O-line because the O-line issues last year in 2024, and then all of them get injured, and it was just a straight nightmare season. They didn't really come alive until towards the end of the season to where you've seen those backups start getting adjusted well. I mean, we had a guard playing center for the first time, taking his first snap at one point. You had Justin Skol coming off the UDFA bench from a car salesman out of Birmingham, Alabama, or some shit. Like, you had those guys out there, and it was not a good position to stick a young quarterback in there. He wasn't ready for that yet. Right. And it's just like what I said earlier about putting the team on his shoulders as a quarterback. He's not there yet. So doing that, and then with the play calls from KOC, like you guys mentioned, it was going to be a failure.
Yeah, the offensive line combination was crazy because we came into this season already with a total roster overhaul and didn't really play any preseason together. Then to have to juggle through that offensive line, that was really tough. And especially because you look at the last 5 to 6 games, I feel like our offensive line was pretty damn solid. So if we would have had that all season, maybe we wouldn't have some of the struggles that we had. But what about you, Fish? What else did you see was a problem this year with this team?
Oh, special teams penalties. Because in the beginning, first part of the season, when we weren't winning games, we had so many great returns and even a couple taken to the house by Price called back. And then when we cleaned it up, we were able to flip the field position. We were dealing with short fields a lot of times when we were winning games because we cleaned up the penalties. So, yeah, I think the special teams coach needs to go. He's probably tops on my list of who needs to go. They cleaned it up, but by God, man, that first half of the season.
Yeah, the first half was really bad, but like I was talking to Shaq earlier, I do feel like the second half they cleaned it up because the first half of the season, they had like 18 or 19 special teams penalties, but they finished the season with 23 of them. And aside from that Bears kickoff, I don't remember a big kick return. Like there was that one, and it was a very untimely one, but it's not like, people were taking, to midfield against us every other game or anything like that. So I think he might have saved his job with the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think we had more offensive line penalties in one series than we did penalties in special teams.
Yeah.
You think he sticks around, Rap? Matt Daniels?
I think he sticks around. That's not saying that I want him to, but I think he does. If I was a betting man, I would say he would still be part of the team next year. But I second that with Fish though. Like special teams, man, definitely cost us the Bears game. But I also go with Cody too with the offensive line. I think that's the bigger issue, in my opinion, was just not having the actual offensive line playing together the whole season, or at least, and injuries are going to happen, but like at least majority of the season. I mean, I think we had the most combinations out of anybody in the league. I mean, that's just, especially and then you got a young quarterback at the same time. I mean, it's just a combination that's made for disaster, man. This is one of those things where I think that's what cost us in the end, for sure. So I'm looking forward to this year. I will say, I know you talked about the guard playing center. I'm one of those people who feel like actually Blake Brandel actually played really good at center.
Yeah,
and I think they actually should give him more reps going into the offseason. I think they should really give him a look at being the center, like in my opinion. I know people say, oh, well, that's crazy, bro. He had a bad game. He had a bad game against one of the best defensive lines in the damn NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. He's going up against Jalen Carter. All right. When he was going up against any those other couple games he played, man, he was holding it down. You know what I'm saying? He's big. He's athletic. I mean, look, man, that's the type of center we've been asking for as Vikings fans. Big dude. No more of the Bradberries, the little guys. Definitely way bigger than me. But, I'm just saying, when it comes to NFL standards, the Blake Brandel, a big dude, man. If he can play center, I say give him a shot at it, man, honestly.
Yep. What's amazing is, he started as a swing tackle.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, he was our replacement tackle for Darisaw. And they say that as you move further in, things move faster.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he was able to move into the middle of the line and be that good is a testament to his ability to process that information.
Yeah.
Yeah, center might have been his best position, and he never played it before. And yeah, he had one game where he struggled. That was the first game that he played in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think he might get that opportunity. It was just weird. Like towards the end of the season, he really didn't get that opportunity. It seemed like they're favoring Jurgens a little more, but I don't know if that had more to do with Darisaw being out, so they had to use him in other places because he played all over the line this year.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Shaq? What was something besides coaching or quarterback that held this team back this year?
A lack of a real run game. I was just looking up rushing attempts. We was the 6th worst when it came to actually running the ball. So pretty much, but I think we was at least top 10 in average yards rushing. So it's kind of like KOC. Clearly, the running backs could kind of average a good amount of yards, but why are we bottom 6 in rushing attempts? What is going on? Like you say, oh yeah, we need to run the ball more, but obviously you can't put all the pressure on a young rookie quarterback who didn't throw a lot in college and then say, well, we know he didn't throw a lot in college and he's coming off an injury last year, so we're just going to make you throw us to a Super Bowl. That's not going to work. A lot of quarterbacks can't just throw the ball all the time. Even elite quarterbacks need a good run game to help them when they start to struggle. So I feel like KOC's the biggest flaw since KOC's been here was a run game. And it showed more than ever on why we need a real run game. Because finally, when we don't have a quarterback that could bail him out throwing the ball, the offense looks shitty.
So, Rap, Zoe's in the comments asking, how come we haven't fired anybody yet?
How come we haven't fired anybody yet, man? Because the Wilfs are our owners, man. And the Wilfs, they take their time. They're gonna sit on their hands. The nice guys, man. They nice guys. But it is what it is. I think if I had to think, I think Chris Cooper. If there's anybody on the list, Chris Cooper should be fired immediately. I don't give a damn, because the truth is that you got these offensive linemen that were horrible under him are going to other teams and performing at a top-notch level. To me, that says coaching. I don't care. That says coaching. That says scheme. These motherfuckers ain't just get better overnight just because they went to another team. No, they were being taught wrong. They weren't being taught right. So to me, Chris Cooper needs to be the first guy. He'd be flying under the radar. I know us as platforms, I know you guys have touched on it. I've touched on it. And, us independent content creators for the Vikings, we touch on it. But I think the national media needs to push the narrative a little more like, hey, what's up with the Vikings offensive line coach, man? Because their offensive line seems to be an issue year in and year out. Even when you spend a ton of money on it and think it's going to be good, there's still problems here. Who's that fall on? Chris Cooper, get up out of here, man. It's time to go. Your time is up, brother.
Did Chris Cooper draft Bradbury and Ingram? Like, was he part of that? Because I saw what I saw with, of course, the couple games from Brandel and Skol, they were rough, but they showed development.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, did Ingram come from Cooper's draft, or was it a thing?
Ingram did. I don't think
Bradbury was before.
Yeah, Bradbury was way before that. But and this is the thing with me, right? When it comes to Chris Cooper, is since he's been here, the offensive line has not, and this is a problem. I mean, this isn't just on Cooper, because this has been a problem, obviously, for Vikings for a long time when it comes to offensive line. But I think we need to get it right. So, like, you keep on, I think the issue is, like what we just talked about, why hasn't nobody been fired? The problem is we give too much grace. We keep holding on and just letting it until it gets too bad. It's like the same thing with Ed Donatel. You held on too long. You should have fired him week 5. All right. You should have seen the writing on the wall at that point and moved on. And that season would have probably ended differently. But we want to sit here and just hold on. No, get rid of them now. It's an issue. Get rid of them now. And now you got the offseason to try to bring somebody else in to see if it works better. Right? You got to at least try, because we know what we've been getting with Chris Cooper. It just seems like the offensive line hasn't been playing like it should be, in my opinion. Are you a Chris Cooper fan, Cody?
I am somewhat a Chris Cooper fan, just after this year thing, towards the end of the year. Like, so watching Bradbury come in this and he wasn't very good. I just don't think Chris Cooper, he wasn't there to pick his guys. And I think we saw this year he got his guys, and then those are the guys he can develop. Like Ingram over here, I don't know if he could have ever developed Ingram the way he wanted to do it. So that's the only reason why I'm still on the side of Chris Cooper.
Hey, well, that's a good argument, good stance to take. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm pretty much going off of what I see And this is just my opinion. I just think it's time. I think it's time for Chris Cooper because we don't talk about it enough, in my opinion. I think it needs to be brought to the light. Because when it comes to the offensive line, we just keep dealing with issues, man. Keep dealing with the offense, blaming offensive line, and we just keep on going to it until. And I say just keep moving on from coaches until you get one where you notice a difference. If you're not noticing any difference, then it's time to move the hell on, man. Let's keep doing it until we notice a difference.
I think he also caught a lot of flack because, every week people are putting up the PFF numbers of Ed Ingram and Bradbury and wow, look how great they're playing. But nobody was really going and watching Ingram or Bradbury play. They're just looking at the PFF scores and the little pictures that are getting posted. Oh, number one guard for the run game. Oh, Chris Cooper couldn't get this out of him. So I don't think that did him any justice. But at the same time, man, we never had a really good offensive line while KLC's been here and Cooper's been here the whole time.
Yeah, he had huge shoes to fill with Tony Soprano. Rest in peace. He had huge shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the problem. I couldn't pick Chris Cooper out if he was standing in a room full of WNBA players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
There's Daquan Wright with the touchdown.
Who's winning? Who's winning that game? Ole Miss.
It's going back and forth in the last 5 minutes, man.
Daquan Wright, tight end, Ole Miss. Go draft that boy in Minnesota.
Let's go.
We probably do have to get a tight end because Hawkinson's probably out of here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got 3 from the last draft.
Yeah,
but
Bartholomew.
7th rounders in UDFA.
Everybody wants to develop a tight end until it's time to develop a tight end, Keith.
Yeah. It's like a quarterback.
I was hoping to see Bartholomew play in this last game, but I don't think he got into a game this year.
Mm-mm.
He was on IR whole season, wasn't he?
What about the other tight end? I forgot his name.
Yurasek?
Yeah, Yurasek.
Yurasek. He's a Cody guy.
Bartholomew got more playing time than Yurasek, and he was injured all year.
I actually think Yurasek got in. I just don't think he got any targets.
Yeah,
but he got into some games.
And then we had some guy named Sims. When did we sign him?
Ben Sims. We signed him from the Packers.
Yeah, he had a good catch though. Yeah, good catch.
He was with us first, though. He was with us first. He actually had he was one of those guys that had one of those good preseasons, and we got all hyped about. Oh, this guy could actually be something. But then he ended up not making the 53-man roster, and then the Packers swooped him up, and he was there for a year, maybe 2 years, and then we swooped him up off their practice squad, with maybe 5-6 games left.
Yeah, that was a great catch from Sims in the Packers game, and not only that, I mean that also showed JJ McCarthy's flash that we were talking about at the beginning of the segment when I hopped on. When you talk about some of JJ McCarthy's flashes, that gives you hope. Hey, bro, if he can put this stuff together, man, he could be elite, man. That throw on the sideline to Sims, man, was while he was rolling out was nice. Put it right there on the money. So. We want to see more of that for sure. And we got to admit, too, man, our receivers, I don't know what happened this year, but Addison and Jefferson, I don't know what they did this year, man, but they had butter fingers this year, man. I don't think I've ever seen a season where at least where it stuck out to me this much, where receivers like them at their caliber just dropping the damn ball.
Addison dropped some crucial ones, like that one against the Giants.
That touchdown that he dropped. I'm bro.
But with Jefferson, man, I felt like he wasn't even Jefferson this year. Just watching him, body language and everything, the vibe just didn't seem there. He showed some great leadership qualities through the tough times, and that was great. But kind of just watching him, it just seemed like something was off. And I don't know if that was the quarterback or personal stuff in his life, but something just didn't seem like Jettas this year to me.
Practice. It was probably practice. He was like, yo, what ass?
Yeah.
What ass?
He didn't get an offseason with JJ McCarthy too, which can say something about that. At the end of the day, he didn't because he tweaked that hammy and they kind of shelved him quick. You know what I mean? So they didn't really get to build that chemistry going into the season. That could play. I mean, we could use that. I don't know if I want to use that throughout the You know, if we're talking week 10, 11, 12, and we're still trying to use that,
Right.
then that's a whole different. But you know, the first couple weeks, it probably could have had some type of effect. You know.
Yeah.
They needed that Clifford Franklin treatment. You know this don't look natural, coach. Looks like I jacked off an elephant.
Yeah.
The replacement where they put stickers on his hands.
Quick clip
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited to see though letting them go through a whole off season, a whole OTAs, all that, and together without any kind of hiccups. You know, nobody has to miss any time. They just kind of get to go through it. Yeah, we'll knock on some wood there, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens going into 2026.
So I like to ask this question every show to the guys, and I'll start with you, Rap. What is your current state of being a Viking fan right now?
But I mean, just reiterate. What do you mean, like my current state? Like, what do you like? What's my
Like you're a Viking fan. Like,
Yeah.
how does that make you feel right now? Like, how are you feeling as a Viking fan?
I mean, shit, I'm feeling good, man. You know, I'm gonna represent the purple and gold to the fullest, like regardless, win, lose, or draw. Like I'm feeling good. I'm gonna represent, and I actually have some. I feel good about the direction of the team. I mean, like, listen, every single team and every single fan base, they all complain about the same shit. Like, if you go watch anybody else, bro, they all talk like we're in the same boat as everybody. There's only gonna be the reality is there's only gonna be one team and one fan base that is going to be happy at the end of all this. And the team that loses is going to complain about the same things we're going to complain about. But me, I feel like JJ McCarthy, we've seen enough to where I feel good going into 2026. I think that's the main thing is the quarterback play. Like Cody touched on, it is the most important position on the field, and it makes the difference for every team. So based off of what I've seen, it isn't the best, but I still feel like, hey, there's something there. And if we do this thing the right way, KOC and the rest of the staff, the scouts, Kwesi, the draft, I think the draft also plays a big part as well. You know, real quick, me and Realistic Randy, you know, we talk a lot, and we also do a show together, and we actually went and got the list of scouts, Minnesota Vikings scout members. All right, and there's about 16 of them, and nobody talks about them because you got to go on the website just to see who they are. But those people need to be held accountable because those are the people that are going to these games and picking these players like, all right, we need to look at this player and that player and this player, right? These are the guys and gals, because I think there's a couple of women on there that are letting us down. We need to start holding them accountable. I think it's important for us to make sure we pick the right people in this draft specifically. This draft means everything, in my opinion, on what type of success we will see in the 2026 season, bro, because we got to make it count, man. We've had too many drafts go by since this Kwesi and KOC has been here, where we don't have enough players that are impacting the game. And that's uncalled for, bro. Like, especially last year's draft, to me, other than Donovan Jackson, I mean, bro, you went into the draft with 4 picks, and the picks that you made no sense in my opinion, man. I'm just being honest.
I love you.
Yeah, like Ty Felton, bro, being picked that high when you only have, 4 picks was ridiculous to me. I mean, I can go on and on about that, but like that's neither here nor there. I just think that's important.
That.
But Donovan Jackson was a solid pick.
No, Donovan Jackson was a layup though, for sure. Yeah, that's about it. But I mean, other than that, it was shit, bro. Like,
Fish, you want to take some of that love back?
Clip that.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna mess up the AI. What about you, Fish? What's your current state as a Viking fan?
We need to fire Kwesi like yesterday. I still say it. I think that should be the biggest shock. The Harbaugh firing was probably the biggest shockwave, but I think we need to fire Kwesi yesterday. This is a pivotal draft. We've got 4 picks in the top 100. This could be the draft that builds our franchise, and I do not trust him to make those picks. Whether it's the scouts that suck or the collaboration bullshit that's failing us, the fact of the matter is that when the buck stops, it stops with him on personnel, and I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all to make this thing count. I want a football guy, at least one football guy in this whole damn organization to be able to make some decisions. Not a bunch of analytics and new wave Common Core Matthews and sons of bitches. I want somebody who knows football to say this is who we need.
I love it.
I agree with you, Fish. I wanted someone else coming in and leading this thing, but like Rinaldi said, if Kwesi was gonna be gone, he'd already be gone.
I know, but I'm just saying that's where I'm at.
But although they were supposed to have like their end of the year press conference, was it today or yesterday? And they pushed it to next week.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means something or if
I think
the weather was just bad. I don't know.
Like that lines up with Brian Flores' contract running out on the 14th.
Yeah.
It could. I mean, I do think there's going to be some kind of announcement made that couldn't have been made this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Shaq? What's your current state as a Viking fan?
Like always, the season always ends in the same meaning. It's draft season. So, we got a long off season to talk about all these prospects that can make this team go from non-playoff contenders to Super Bowl favorites. So my current state is in win now mode. Do not try to get as many players and picks as possible. Do not go for potential that's not going to show their full potential until 2029, 2030. We need them to be good now or yesterday. So stop with the this player has so much potential. We need him to be good now. So that's my current state. Win now mode.
I like that. No Lewis Cine type picks. If Caleb Downs is there, you pick him. Don't make this shit harder than it needs to be.
See, no. Caleb Downs, if you're gonna bring that up, my man, like that's something that we gotta consider moving up for. And
now, yeah, because we won the last 5 games. But you know what? You got to do it. Don't allow, which I don't see us moving up for a safety, although us on this panel probably feel like, hey, if he's that good, why not? To me, I'm always about, man, get the good players, man. It doesn't matter what you got to do, in my opinion, because that's what matters that's how you win. You get the most good players. The team that has the most good players usually going to be the best. So shit, that's why I'm like, man, I don't care about trying to stack all these picks. And like we did the first draft that he had, and that was a whole debacle. Instead of getting Kyle Hamilton, you went and got Lewis Cine, and we saw that worked out. And you got Andrew Booth Jr., you saw that worked out. Like, it was just like, bro, just get the good player, please, man. That's all I'm asking Kwesi to do.
Would you trade next year's first to go up and get Downs?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. I have to look, right? Because I haven't really dug into like which safeties and shit are there, like what other players could possibly be good, because Downs isn't going to be the only good safety in this draft, right? But he seems like he's the generational. He seems like he's the generational one. It seems like a Kyle Hamilton type of pick, right? Where it's like, hey, if you get him, it's a sure thing. He's probably going to come in and make an impact, right? So, I mean, with that being said, ask me that question in maybe another month where I can do some research on some of the other players, because it also depends, Also depends on who's behind them. But we'll see. Because I don't think safety is all we need too on this football team, man. Like, say, bro, we need some shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We need some shit. I'm even talking offensive line, just because of, Christian Darisaul's great, but man, he's not available. We just got to call it for what it is. Like, bro, he's an all-pro when he's there, but that's the issue when he's there, right? We need some depth on that offensive line. There's a lot of things we can really go after in this draft specifically.
Yeah, that's fair, Cody. I mean, I really want Downs, but yeah, I don't know that I'll give up my first. I might give up my second this year, though. I mean, to be honest, I might give up my first and my second this year to go get him.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could see that. I'm just not trading 2 firsts for safety.
That'd be one of those things where, like, if we did it, I'd be like, yes, that was the right move. We had to go get this guy. Like you said, that's a generational talent. But then when it comes around to the draft next year, I'm like, man, I really wish we had that pick right now, because look at these guys who are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things that could come back and bite you. But I didn't get to you, Cody. What is your current state as a Viking fan?
I mean, I don't want to say it because I'm going to break that New Year's resolution, but
you can't break resolutions. Not tonight.
I'm with Fish because, in my opinion, right, I think Kwesi failed in 2 straight years with the draft, and that's why we're in the position we're in right now.
Yeah.
2022, we got Scene and Booth, and then the rest, they didn't pan out at all. None of them panned out. And then 23, I want Addison to succeed. Don't get me wrong. I want him to be a really good wide receiver in this league. He's yet to hit 1,000 yards in this league. He's going on his fourth year right now, right? He's coming up for a contract coming up. He's missed games from outside of the usual work business. So for me, I don't want to break my resolution. Kwesi has to fix something. That is what I want to see for the state of the Viking fan, because those first 2 drafts really hurt what this team has done in the future, right? Because it took Dallas Turner a long time to finally develop, another year, a second year, he finally came on towards the end of the year. So now maybe year 3, he does really come on. And then what happens? We got to pay that guy probably at the year 3. McCarthy, if he fails, I feel bad for Kwesi. I feel bad. He's gone. So I want to see my GM fix something. That is my state of Skol. I want my GM to fix how he drafts.
Yeah, that's good.
And stop signing injured players.
Yes, and that too.
I wouldn't say you broke your. You in your resolution, and you want him to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As a Viking fan right now, I'm anxious because I feel like there's so much with this team in limbo. Like, is JJ McCarthy going to be the guy? Are we going to go out and get another quarterback? Is Kirk Cousins going to come back with the chains?
Oh my gosh.
Is Brian Flores going to be here? If not, who is the defensive coordinator going to be? The draft is coming up. We got a lot of draft picks. There's a lot to look forward to, and a lot's going to happen throughout this whole offseason. And I'm just anxious to see how this all plays out, because the way we ended the season, I've said it, I don't believe in the momentum. Okay, yeah, we won all these games, and now we're going to go into the next season and start winning games, but maybe it does work that way. Maybe it does. So I want to see that. I just feel like we're in limbo in a lot of things right now, and I'm anxious to see how it all plays out. And I don't want to wait these 8 months. It's crazy, man. I'm already getting ready for 2026, and we haven't even missed a week yet. We just played 5 days ago.
This is going to be a long. I think this is going to be one of the longer off seasons. I hate to say it, fellas, but this one's going to be. It's going to be a long one. But we got to keep humping, man. Keep grinding. Definitely y'all keep doing y'all thing for sure, bro. Keep doing it, man. Because we got to have these voices out here talking this Viking talk, man. Because hey, look, somebody got to do it. I'm sick as I ain't busting no shots at any other Vikings content creators, but I ain't with all the butterfly and roses all the time. I think there's a time for that, but then there's a time to call it for what it actually is. And that's what, and we got to do that. We got to hold these people accountable, right? Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, you got to be held accountable. You are the reason, like you said, Keith and Cody and Fish and Shaq. The reason why we in the position we in right now is because you, when it comes to drafting, my brother, did not do a good job. And that's just what it is. You did not do a good job. We don't have any depth players. We ain't got shit. When you think about the 2023 draft, we should now, especially with all those damn picks, man, we should have at least 3 of those players that are making impacts each and every Sunday right now. I'm talking about impact players, and we don't. And that's just unacceptable, man. You cannot keep rewarding that shit. And this is the crazy part, and we all know this. When the offseason starts, you're going to see Vikings fans putting the chef hat on them, let Kwesi cook and this, that, and the third. What is he cooking? What is he cooking? I even fell into it. You know what I mean?
It looks good. It looks good, but then you take a bite, like, oh.
Yeah, I fell into the hype, The offseason comes. There you go. Look, Shaq, the offseason comes, and we all throw this chef hat on them, and we get excited because, the season's behind us, and we're looking forward into the next season. But man, the reality is, let's not forget, man. Let's just keep let's keep it in our minds that, hey, let's think about what he's already done up to this point and call it for what it is. And I'm telling you right now, the shit he cooking ain't tasting right now. For real. He need to add some more seasoning to that shit.
It looks good, but then you take that bite, oh.
I was so mad day 2 of free agency wrap. After he signed Byron Murphy to what he signed him for, and then Jonathan Allen, I said to these guys, he needs to be let out of the building in handcuffs.
Yeah, man.
At least he got us the center.
I think that was Fish's favorite. I think Ryan Kelly was Fish's favorite. He was really disappointed and shocked the way that turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing, man. Quit going after injured play. What's up with this dude, man? Like, I don't know, man. Like, this dude just got a weird way of thinking, but it's not working, man. He better change the shit up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You already have a ton of Vikings fans who are off his train anyways, but you also have that group that's let him cook. Quasey's cooking, man. Get the hell out of here, man.
It's a shit sandwich with melted cheese on it.
People get on me about sticking up for KOC, but like there's people that stick up for Quasey. Oh, it's not all his fault. He's not the one that makes the decisions. It's a collaborative effort. No, he's the final say, man. And he said that as much. Like he has the final say. Like you've seen KOC talk to him about stuff he wants to do, and it's like, we'll look into that.
Yeah, I mean, like Fish said though, like the buck got to stop there. He's the GM, right? At some point, somebody has to have the nutsack in the building. Like that's where I always been with it, right? Like somebody got to drag their nuts. Who's gonna do it? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Quasey, you gonna have to do it. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Somebody gonna have to do it. I know Brian Flores would do it, but he probably feels like, man, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And I'm a defensive coordinator. Quasey, bro, like, come on, man. Please, bro, help us out here. We're trying. At least we're trying to get behind you, but this is unacceptable, man. Let's see what 2026 brings, because he definitely gonna be the GM. Fish, unfortunately. He will be our GM going into this draft. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it probably would have happened already if it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it would have happened already for sure. Yeah, it would have happened.
So, Rap, I know you did awards on your site. I voted, but I didn't see your results. But we did ours too, and let's see where they aligned.
Let's go.
So we started with Rookie of the Year. Obviously, Donovan Jackson. There really wasn't much competition to it. I mean, even if you put JJ McCarthy in there, like I think Donovan Jackson would still be the one.
That's a fact. I agree.
So I mean, we could pretty much skip past this one. He got it on yours too, right? No one took.
I didn't do rookie. I didn't do Rookie of the Year. So that's good. Y'all did. Hey, I didn't do a Rookie of the Year. I'll go through mine real quick. I'm doing actual live tomorrow too to actually present all of them. So I did my first one. I did was Offensive Player of the Year. Guess who got the most votes? And
John Cena. Say no, I don't know.
And this is I know this is kind of weird because then somebody commented too, like, and was like, he's not an offensive player. I put Will Reichert. Will Reichert won the vote.
Okay.
He's technically not an offensive player, but he scores points, motherfuckers. So he an offensive player. You know what I mean? He led the team in points. I call that offense. You know what I mean? He didn't lead the team in interceptions. So shit. Hey. To me, scoring 3, that's offense all day. So he won.
Did you have a most improved? You did, right?
I did have a most improved. Yeah. Who voted on yours? Let's see.
We got Dallas Turner.
Same on mine. Yep. Dallas Turner.
And I mean, I think this is a pretty obvious one. He led the team in sacks with 8. He only had 3 last year. The 8 tackles for loss compared to 3 last year. 4 forced fumbles, which I was saying that when he got a sack in this game, it's like it felt like every time he sacks a quarterback, he's forcing a fumble. Like that happened often. And the 29 stops, that's massive over the 8 last year. So definitely, I think he had the biggest jump.
Absolutely, I love that graphic too, bro. That's fire.
And what was crazy about Dallas Turner? We were saying if you give him more percentage of snaps, he's going to explode. I think he had 15% last year. He's only at 49% this year. Yeah. So he did that with 49% of the snaps. Imagine what he does with around 60 to 75% of the snaps.
And from what I understand, graphics are really easy. And if you ask Keith to maybe help you out with one.
Fish, at this point I can't do that one just because like we won't have the running joke if I do it.
I know.
And my bad, Jay. I see Jay in the chat said language rap. My bad, bro. My bad.
Rap, you good? Have you heard Cody?
I know.
Have you met Cody?
Cody gives it.
I'm
vocal Vike for sure. You know, I
you good. You're good. I think Jay's being a little bit funny too. Do you think Dallas Turner has somewhat made Grenard expendable? Because like we could save a lot of money with him and maybe even get a draft pick for him. Or would you like to see them keep Grenard, Ginkel, and Turner together?
Man, I want to see all 3 of them. Unfortunately, man, I need to see all 3 on the team. In my opinion, I think all three of them together, one more year at least. I'm gonna ask for one more year. I think Grenard brings a ton of value to this team. And I don't know, like, yes, this year, Dallas Turner deserves the most improved player. But if we're in win now mode, kind of like my boy Shaq was saying, are we that comfortable now? I mean, we can sit on the panel and say, yeah, we watched Dallas Turner this year from last year, and you got the stats up here, and it looks great. But are we all the way there yet with saying, all right, let's just throw him out there now next year to be the full-time starter and get rid of Grenard, who we know is going to be productive as long as he stays healthy? I don't know if I'm there yet. I think I'll say one more year, though. I'll say one more year. I think Dallas Turner is going to be really good, but I think I want one more year with those three together if we can make it happen. I know there's cap and all this stuff that obviously plays a part, but which I usually don't dig too deep into, bro. I'm be honest with you, I'm not really a cap guy. I pay it attention, but not how I should as far as doing the math on it. Like, oh, we got to get rid of this player to keep this player and stuff. If we can keep all three, keep all three. That's where I'm at.
I agree, and I think we do need to keep all three. And I think people are forgetting. Grenard had a ton of sacks last year, and he had a ton of almost sacks this year. And those are going to be sacks. It was very unfortunate, but if you watch him, like, he was the most active guy in getting into the backfield all season long. So, Dallas Turner, his first couple sacks came because of the pressure, Grenard was getting. Like, he was cleaning up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's crazy. We got the same. So everybody's on the same page with that then as far as our communities. That's good. That's good.
Defensive player of the year.
Oh, yours was different than so this one on my side was surprising. So yours is Jalen Redmond, which I thought that was gonna be who it was. So and just so everybody knows too, my options were Isaiah Rodgers, Van Ginkel, Jalen Redmond, and Eric Wilson. Because I thought Eric Wilson made a good case to be in that conversation. And Jalen Redmond and Van Ginkel, out of 907 votes at the moment, we have 40% say Van Ginkel, 37% say Jalen Redmond. So right now, Van Ginkel's winning that on my side.
Okay.
Which is surprising because I actually went and looked at his stats and I'm like, he didn't really go crazy. Like, he didn't go crazy. I think Jalen Redmond actually had a better season than Van Ginkel from a stat standpoint. But hey, the community spoke though.
And I mean, I can see the case for Van Ginkel because he is a difference maker. And when Van Ginkel played, we were 8-4. When he didn't play, we were 4-8 or 1-4. Sorry, 1-4. So, like, he was a difference maker, and you could tell when he was playing, when he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
What impressed me about Jalen Redmond's stats, like the 6 sacks, the 35 pressures, 12 tackles for loss. It would be easy to vote for Eric Wilson, which, I was conflicted between the two, but he's putting up, numbers similar to Eric Wilson as a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for a linebacker to compile the stats that Eric Wilson did. And I'm not taking anything away from Eric Wilson. I vote for Jalen Redmond, and then I try to talk myself out of giving it to Eric Wilson instead. Like, it was going back and forth. But just what he did from the position that he plays, like, for me, I believe Jalen Redmond was the guy. And every game was like he had a standout play, a tackle in the backfield or a sack or, stuff to run. Like,
now let's say Dallas Turner did not improve this year. It would definitely go to Jalen Redmond. Would that still be your defensive player of the year?
No, I'd have probably given it to Eric Wilson at the time, just so I didn't have duplicate awards. Because I was flip-flopping between them two. When I was thinking my vote, I was like, man, because I love me some Eric Wilson, man. I love some Eric. I hope we can get him for one more year. Please.
Well, Fish, the way you're talking about Eric Wilson, it's not going to happen. You need to be talking down about him.
Yeah.
No, I got to talk down about his play, so he'll play better. But my superpower is not affecting who we get; it's how they perform once we get them.
And right. So now we're going to sign that. Now we're going to sign the man to $10 million next year, and he's going to be ass. Thanks.
Get the money and run, man. That's usually how it happens.
I'll start talking about how old he is if we re-sign him.
Oh, you guys got Justin Jefferson, Offensive Player of the Year, huh?
Yeah, and to me, this one was pretty easy. I mean, I don't think you could really pick anybody outside of maybe an offensive lineman that you thought was, really good throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
But he did get his 1,000 yards. He had the 84 catches, only 2 touchdowns, which is disappointing, but it kind of takes 2, to tango on that.
Yeah.
And his 1,081 yards was 438 yards more than anyone else, which was Jordan Addison after that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that pick there. I'm not mad at it at all. If you guys would have incorporated Will Reichert, he probably would have
Hold
won.
on.
Yeah, he probably would have got it. You're right. I mean, I didn't even think about putting him in there, but he was our leading point scorer. So like, you do make a good case for him to be on offense.
Yeah, it was like, man, I can't really do a special teams player of the. I mean, that just was too easy. So
You can't do that because
I was like, man, let me just add him to the
obvious.
offense. And we didn't, JJ McCarthy, our quarterback, wasn't in the conversation. So it's like, we need to add a player in there that makes sense. So it's like, okay, let me put Will in the offensive player of the year.
I don't know, man. Ryan Wright only had 2 touchbacks all season?
Ryan Wright actually played pretty decent this year.
Yeah. Ryan Wright did. Yeah. He's a free agent.
He did his thing.
Thunderfoot, baby.
Yeah, man. We talked about special teams being a downfall, but when you talk about those 2 guys and then obviously the long snapper, man, you talk about elite play. Hey, we're there.
Yeah. Well, that long snapper and Ryan Wright are both free agents, so that'd be interesting.
And the fact that Justin Jefferson went through 3 starting quarterbacks and still got 1,000 yards. And one of them was Max Brosmer. Let's
I'm telling you.
And his leadership too. I mean,
exactly.
Like he kept it together during tough times, especially when people were talking about, he's giving up on this team. He quit. He wants out. And like, he didn't show anything like that. Like, yeah, he was disappointed, but he was mad we were losing. And I was happy to see that he was mad we were losing. Like, I got pissed off seeing Carson Wentz and Josh McCown on the sideline laughing and smiling. We're getting our, asses blown out by the Chargers. Like, I'm glad he's feeling like me. Like, he's pissed off. That doesn't mean get me out of here. And like, he was a leader through the whole thing. He never threw anybody under the bus. So,
and all you got to do is just look at his celebrations when his teammates score or do something good. I mean, you can just tell, man, that's all it's about for him is wanting to win. You got a lot of people that criticize Justin Jefferson in our community for other reasons. He gets paid too much. He's this and that. But it's like, bro, these are the type of guys you want on your team, in your organization, man, representing your brand. So shout out Jay Jettas, man. He's a real one. Okay, I'm never going to diss Jay Jettas, bro.
Yeah, I think we got an award that you didn't have, and this one was pretty much out of feeling guilty that he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year.
Top free agent sign. I like that. Nice. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy money right there, for sure.
And how crazy is this? Like, he wasn't a first wave free agent. He wasn't an expensive free agent. And we had a lot of those guys that we signed first wave get a lot of money too. But it ended up being Eric Wilson that was our top free agent, not Jonathan Allen, not Hargrave, not Will Fries. Eric Wilson.
Yeah, man. And think about this. Think about who probably made that call, right? Who wanted this to happen. I can guarantee you this is a B-Flow move. Mm-hmm. This to me screams B-Flow all day, where it's like, hey, maybe you need to start letting him draft. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Shit. Start letting him, which I do believe he has influence, like I said at the beginning, the collaboration, but maybe start letting him get involved even more. Shit,
right? Like, maybe they're throwing him like a 5th round pick. Maybe let him have some input on the 2nd round pick.
Yeah, on the higher picks. Yeah, for sure. Like,
it's been so long since we've had one of those. Let's give it to him.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't had a 2nd round pick in a while.
Can I ask the panel a question? It's a brand new award that came out this year for the NFL. Who would your protector of the year be for the Minnesota Vikings offensive line?
Man, I might have to give it to Donovan Jackson, low key, like our rookie.
I would too, and I mean, you could also go Will Fries because I think Will Fries played every game, and he was actually really good in the pass game. The run game was kind of iffy, but in the pass game, he was pretty good. I'm gonna give it to Donovan Jackson, probably because that's who I paid the most attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to. It's between those two for sure. But I think Donovan Jackson being a rookie, getting thrown out there and holding it down on top of having to not have Christian Darrisaw next to him the whole season, because if he had a healthy Christian Darrisaw, anytime Christian Darrisaw's playing at left tackle, whoever the left guard is always putting up great numbers. I mean, look at Blake Brandel whenever what you call it, Christian Darrisaw was out there. So he makes the difference when he's healthy. But that's a whole nother conversation, Darrisaw. You got to be out there, brother. I'm telling you, I know injuries happen, man. Get them knees right. Get them knees right, bro. We need you. We need you for 17 games, not 6.
I'm going to go with what Jay said. I'm going to go Brian O'Neill, and that's a big one for us because I think he played the best on the offensive line for us this year, and he could be a cap casualty this coming year.
I don't see that at all.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're going to restructure him, and he'll be here for a few more years, and they'll smooth out that cap hit this year. He'll be playing this year under a $10 million hit.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And then we have one more award, which is the MVP rap.
Yeah.
Did you have the MVP?
Yeah, I did. Let's see. Mine was Will. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
So that's why we didn't have him as offensive player of the year, but we got him as.
And it was a landslide too, man. It's a landslide with that on my votes. 1.1K votes, 81% pick Will to Thrill, man. It's a runaway.
So is this more impressive or more sad that this is our MVP?
It's more sad, to be honest with you. It's sad. It doesn't take away from Will Reichard being a good kid. We, as Vikings fans, I think we need to appreciate that we actually have a good kicker on our team now. But I mean, it's kind of sad that our kicker's winning MVP, bro. That's kind of crazy. Like, it couldn't be a running back or something. You know what I mean? A wide receiver, a corner, something.
Yeah.
We gave it to the tripod.
And I heard it somewhere else. Like, it's so Vikings that we had this, type of season from a kicker in the type of season that we had. And, next year we're really going to need him. And that's going to be the time when he ends up missing some kicks.
Yeah.
It's like we had this very clutch kicker and a terrible season for us.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be my closet for this week. He's going to be an all-pro this year.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's go.
How did he not get a Pro Bowl? Like, that's crazy. Like, the Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything, but like it's kind of disrespectful.
Well,
so it comes down to fans voting.
Voting.
So it's really, as I thought about it, I ranted about it as well, and then I realized, like, no, there's nobody to blame but us Vikings fans.
Yes.
On why
so
he.
Cody was saying the same damn thing. I think it was last week. He was saying the same thing.
Yeah. So that's what it boils down to. It's our fault. So we can be mad, but we just got to go vote.
Have you looked at the schedule next year?
I looked at our opponent. Yeah, the home and away opponents. Yeah.
What's it looking like to you? Like, what's your initial reaction to seeing this lineup?
Well, what I see in it is I see that the Patriots are a lot better now than they were if I was looking at this, going into let's say last year or the year before. Where I look at the Patriots, I look at that as that's a dubski. But now it's like, hey, that looked like a team that might be an issue. But we kind of also got some teams that fell off, like the Buccaneers. I feel like are beatable now, which I would have probably felt like they were playing better football than us this year, but they look like they fell off. The Panthers, the Falcons. I feel like the NFC South, to me, is dubskis. Like, for sure, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, that should be 4 wins. I don't give a damn who they signed in the offseason. We should beat them. They're trash. To me, man, I mean, I'm gonna call it now, but this could change. I see at least 10, 11 wins. That's kind of where I'm at. I see 10, 11 wins. That's the Viking fan in me, for sure. Viking fan.
Not 14, 15?
Nah, I don't see 14, 15, man. I gotta see. Listen, like 14, 15. I gotta see this draft. There's a lot of things that got. Now, hey, catch me on the end of August going into the season. You might see R.A. Peasy on there because I'm excited. The Vikings fan in me, the emotions. Yeah, we about to run through the table. Like, hey, that's just me, man. That's how I Vikingism. But realistically though, right now, if I'm just looking at it, I see about 10 to 11. Yeah. Hey, Mr. I want to mock, man. 17-0 every year. He said, man, we going 17-0. We ain't tripping. Winning them all.
What do you see here, Fish?
16-1.
Let's go.
I want to laugh at Fish. I want to laugh at Fish and say you're crazy and you're just making that up. But man, Fish said some wild things coming into this season, and they all came true or close to true.
Yeah.
Who's the one loss, Fish?
Jets.
Trap game.
Trap
That's
game.
gonna be the. Okay, wait. That's on the road. Say that's gonna be the game we go to.
It's a trap
In
game.
New York.
Look, Rap, I
was
would
actually
have
thinking
said
that.
15-2 if we'd have got the Rams.
Yeah.
Because Keith would have gone to that game, and Keith is like bad juju.
Okay. Yeah, he would have went out there since he's out in LA, right? LA area. He would have.
I'm like 5-13 going to games, Rap. But I mean, I've seen
13. Holy.
And his last win was a while ago, so yeah.
It was the Chargers and SoFi like 3-4 years ago.
Man. Yeah, don't go to the games, man.
Yeah, come on, don't join on that side.
Don't go to the games,
root for
man.
me, root for me
chill,
to get
man.
back on a winning streak, man. I can win. I'm gonna prove it. I can win. I'm about to go to a game. I'm about to pick one to go to without you guys.
The four of us went to the home opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, so was Keith.
Yeah, that's why the game turned out how it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up the Skol Fest, man. That was lit. You know what I'm saying? We plan on doing it bigger this year too. So hopefully y'all can make it again to the home opener, bro. We're in talks now. We're getting like a huge venue, and we're gonna try to actually get like former players and stuff. So this year's gonna be huge, bro. We got some big sponsors behind us, so we look forward to hopefully y'all can make it out there again, man. And now that we're working together, doing these shows together, we can get y'all on stage and make sure y'all get the light y'all need as being, part of the people that really drive this community, man, and keep us moving. So we got that in the works.
Speaking of Skol Fest, what game on the schedule do you hope is that home game, that first one?
I hope it's the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's the Panthers so we can just smack them real quick. I think that's a winnable game. Even though, they look like they playing a little bit better football, but to me, winnable. Or just do the Falcons again, man. Get some get back. I'm all about get back. So let Atlanta come back into town. We can run this thing back. Home opener, run it back. Let's get it. So those are the two.
I don't know if I want to see Atlanta again, man. That's but I mean, honestly, we could have won that damn game. We could have won that damn game. As bad as we played, we were in that game until the fourth. Yeah, I feel you on the get back. I don't know if I want to fly out there though to see them play.
But that's crazy that we see Atlanta 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
At home. That's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah, Sparky, don't even say that. I don't want any Europe games this year, but the fact that we have 9 home games makes me feel like we're going to play in Europe, and that's going to be one.
Yeah, it's going to be the
games.
Jets. It's going to be the Jets. I feel like we're going to play the Jets over there.
You think we're going to go to Europe?
Yeah, don't we? I mean, we usually go at least they love us over there. Like we part of the whole marketing plan for across that pond. So I think so.
They're turning us into the Jaguars.
Yeah, I believe we're definitely international games. The Vikings are top priority, and the Jaguars for sure, because we have a huge following over there. So it's all about the money and business, and they know if the Vikings play over there, it's a huge party. People love us, so we're going. I think so. If I had to call, I would say we're going.
Cody, what game do you hope we see the first home game?
Oh, Green Bay. All day.
Okay.
I think the home opener is going to be a Monday Night Football game against Green Bay. I said it when the schedule dropped. It's us, Green Bay, week 1, Monday Night Football. I think it makes total sense, especially with playing Green Bay at the final week of the year this year. I think it's going to be Green Bay Monday Night Football this year. And I think having a Sunday Night Football game, experiencing that with y'all, Monday Night Football is even better.
Let's go.
Man, Rap, we would need a 2-day Skol Fest.
Yeah, like if we do that, Skol Fest will be on Sunday instead of Saturday. It'll be on Sunday. And man, and you know what? I'll make sure I fly in on Friday instead of Thursday. And I'm gonna make sure I stay until Wednesday, man. Because I ain't no way I'm waking up on Tuesday, hopping on no damn plane. I'm cooling, like for sure. I'll be in the city a couple of days longer.
It's rough. It's rough.
Oh, for sure. So, but I'm down for whatever it is, man. They sign me up for anybody. I don't care who it is, man. Lions, Tigers, Bears, Colts, man, sign me up. Like I'm ready. I'm already hyped. I hate that the season's already over, to be honest with you, man, because we got a long off season ahead of us, hearing about all these players that could be and should be, even though we're part of it as far as creating content. You get so anxious and you're just like, man, come on, man. Let the season kick off so we can get this shit underway. So,
Shaq, who you want to see week 1 when we go?
Chicago.
You and Cody want like a rival game, a tough game. I'm kind of with Rat, man. I want an easy game. Like,
me too.
Can we get like Washington if Jaden Daniels is injured? I don't think the Colts are going to be that good. I think the Colts might blow things up. Like, let me go ahead and get them. The Dolphins, let me get them. If I'm only going to go see one game a year, I don't know if I want to see anyone in our division, man. That's too tough.
Yeah, for sure.
I do want to go to a Viking Packer game, and I do want it to mean something. Like I wouldn't have wanted to go to this last one. Like I want it to be a Vikings Packers game.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd be down for that, but I need a win, guys.
We thought the Falcons was gonna be an easy win.
We did.
This is true.
We did, bro. Shout out OKC.
Thank you, OKC.
Man. Shout out OG Ski, man.
Mexican food, I'm down.
Yeah, Mexican food in Minnesota would have sounded great.
Yeah.
Fish, we gotta go get the Juicy Lucy again.
Yeah, you gotta wait 45 minutes for a menu.
Yeah.
Okay, who I want to see in the home opener is I want Buffalo.
Ooh. I don't want that one.
I'll tell you why I want Buffalo.
Why do you want Buffalo?
Because I feel like sharing the field with Josh Allen in the home opener might awaken something in our boy. A competitive spirit. Because there've been enough comparisons, and I'm sure he's seen them, where people have talked about him being sort of like a mini Josh Allen, same types of issues, same types of whatever, and how Josh Allen had a rough first year, and then he came on. And I kind of think that there might be just enough where he's been compared to Josh Allen, where if he shares the field with him, kind of like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, they share the field. It kind of ups that game a little bit. And I just I would like to see our boy go Superman mode for 4 full quarters.
That you make a compelling argument there, Fish. Bring out the competitor in him. We might see 9.
Yeah. It's either that or we're going to get mollywop. You know what I'm saying?
One of the
and other. If that happens, then I'm already used to it.
Either one or two things gonna happen there, Phil. I'm gonna tell you right now, Josh Allen roll up in US Bank Stadium feeling good, boy. We in for some shit, especially because the truth is that's the game I'm gonna be at regardless, because Skol Fest. So I don't know if I want Buffalo, Fish. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd rather see them after I leave the town. Watch them on TV. But you do have a point though. I like what you said, because hey, that sounds good. You have a point for sure.
Sarah, we're gonna have a new defensive coach, so see you at Skol Fest.
Sarah loves KOC. Like, come on.
The only reason Sarah simps for KOC is because he's handsome. That's it.
Sarah loves KOC. Come on.
No, she does. She's mad about all the KOC hate in the comments, mostly coming from Zoe. Like she's.
Oh yeah,
being
her and Zoe bumping heads again. That's normal.
That's commonplace.
Yeah.
Fish said Bill.
That's how I met both of them. And them bumping heads.
One thing I respect about Sarah though, she's very she stands on what she believes in. So I respect, man. She's always been a true supporter, man. Ever since I started doing content for the Vikings. So, and she speak her mind. You feel me? Like she don't care what nobody else talking about. She feel what she feel, and she let it be known. So for that, you gotta respect her.
I want
Oh,
to
definitely. And she
I'm
knows
gonna-
her shit.
Can I
Yeah.
change my answer to Fish's answer with the Bills at Skullfest?
So you rather see the
Rather
Bills
the
over
Bills
the
too?
Packers
I
now?
want to see the Bills because of one reason or two reasons: the Super Bowl hangover that they're going to receive for next year, and Bills Mafia will be in Minneapolis, and we'll see who is the rowdiest crowd in all of
Yeah,
football.
that would be a good. You're right. The tailgate.
I'm going
would be
through a
lit.
table if that happens, guys.
Tailgate would be lit. You ain't lying. So you got a point. You know, I might buy into that now, Fish. You know, I think you sold me, man. You a salesperson, man? You in sales?
Well, yes.
Yeah, I could tell. I'm in sales too, so I see where you're coming from with that. I bought it. You sold me on it. I'm definitely sold.
Not me. Fish, you are a hell of a salesman, and you actually got me pumped up for that game.
Yeah.
But I still
It
don't
actually,
want
it
that.
actually would be fire. Now that I think about it, like besides the game, when you talk about the tailgating and stuff, and they travel well too, so there would be a ton of them out there. It would be one for the books.
Now, that one you just got to go though, like thinking, like, all right, this is going to be a good, fun experience. It's going to be fun, like, but we might lose.
But the last game we played, I mean, shit, we handled it. I mean, it was exciting. If it's anything like that game, imagine it being like that game. Holy, that would be amazing. In the bank, man, talk about the crowd noise. Shit.
We'll lose 2 red cards.
It did get loud in there. I mean, to the end too.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
They put on a show. Have you ever seen them play anywhere else?
Yeah. So I've been to Miami. I've been to anytime they play like down south somewhere reasonable. Like anytime they're in Charlotte, I go because I'm only like 3 hours away from there. So I'm 4 hours away from Atlanta, so I'll go there. Jacksonville, I'm 3 hours away, so I'll go there. So there's a couple little hubs that I'll go when they're down here with NFC South type of opponents. But yeah. I've been.
What's the best stadium that you've been to? Like tailgating and game wise, everything. Like what's the best outside of the bank, of course.
I would probably say Miami. Miami be lit. Yeah, you know, Miami's lit, bro. It's the weather's good. There's a huge Vikings following down there. Like they have South Florida Vikings club where they rent out this whole club, and I'm talking about it'd be hundreds of Vikings fans. I mean, that joint be packed, like wall to wall, nothing but Vikings, man. And so I'll say Miami. And I'm sure there's other places that get down. But, you know, Miami, not only do you get to have fun going to the Vikings game, but everything else around the city, you know, just being able to go out. I mean, the whole experience. If you haven't been to Miami, man, I'll say when we play Miami, you should try to get there for sure.
Yeah. All I need to do is find Jordan Addison, and we're going to have a good time in Miami.
Yeah. Miami be turned. You feel me? And then after the game, too, like it don't stop. I'm telling you, that shit go. Like for real.
End up at Miami International Airport.
Yeah, that shit keep going, man. So shout out Miami, man. That's one thing I'll say.
To the Verbo, fellas. Y'all have fun.
You want to go out with us, Fish?
Nope.
Just to have one. Just gonna have one. Have
You
one and
thought
go
Minnesota
home.
was bad.
I'll be coherent.
We had a late night after Skol Fest. We told Fish we're gonna go. You know, we're just gonna go to this bar and have one more, but then. You know, the Canelo fight started, and then, Cody started.
It's always a good time in Minneapolis, man. Every time me and SK, man, we be running the streets all night, man. Even after Skol Fest, man, we don't stop either, man. We keep it going, you know.
Yeah, we almost had to walk back to the Verbo.
I thought we were talking about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I running the streets, you know.
Yeah. It's fun, man. Shout out Minneapolis. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man.
Skol and roll, Skol.
Hey, but I gotta get out of here, fellas, man. I'm about to sign out. Hey, look, hey, listen, first of all, I want to say thank y'all for letting me come on tonight, bro. This was huge, great conversation. We got to do this more for sure. You know, I know the off season, we got nothing but time ahead of us at the moment. So let's continue to lock in and do some more shows, man. Great Vikings conversation tonight with you fellas, man. This was long overdue, and I'm glad we finally checked it off our box. So For sure, man.
Yeah, anytime.
Absolutely.
And I doubt anybody in the chat doesn't already subscribe to you, but if you do not subscribe to this, man, check out Vocal Vike.
Yeah. And real quick too, man, I want to get, I obviously want to get Fish on, Shaq. I want to get you on, Cody. I want to get you guys on independently on my channel too, just have some Vikings conversation. So I'll definitely be hitting you guys up, man. We gotta make that happen. I want to get you guys on.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
shy.
Yeah.
Because you've been on everybody's damn show. You ain't shy.
And most people that are in here tonight obviously are in mine too. Our community is pretty close knit, so they know who you are. They're gonna know exactly who you are when you tap on the screen. So ain't nothing to be shy about. Shit, they gonna be, oh, that's Fish. What's up? Let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, let's get it popping though. Let's get it popping. I'll definitely be hitting you up. Keith, I'll hit you up and we can set it up like that. Let's get everybody's contact, man. Let's
let me know whenever you want somebody, and I'll see which one of them are available for that time slot, and we'll get you
for sure.
in.
Yeah,
All right, man. Hey, yeah, I appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all, man. Skol Vikings, baby. Let's go.
All right, let's go, baby. Now that he left, I could say he said he's only going to be here for like 45 minutes to an hour, but we got our ways of keeping people around.
Ain't no such thing as short timers around here.
So no, I'm glad he hung out with us a lot longer, because like he told me like an hour. I was like, all right, cool, but inside I'm like, damn, that's it. But I get it because it's late for him. Like, and I got respect, for people on the East Coast. They got to stay up a little bit later for this because I'm on the West Coast. So it's doing me a favor by him staying up, a little bit later. You guys appreciate that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
100%.
Shaq can't even fake it.
Shaq's just like, man. Shaq's like, it's 11 o'clock and we're going to do matchups.
We are going to do matchups, but the way I've got it set up, we're going to do it quick. So first of all, I do want to give a shout out to Michael Fish for being our game prediction champion. Fish blew us out of the water this year as far as picking Viking games, scores, and the winner. We have a whole point system. Fish ended up with 9 points. Cody ended up with 4. I ended up with 1. And Shaq didn't get 1. We'll just leave it at that. So congratulations, Michael Fish. What do you, credit your achievement to?
Pure, unadulterated bullshit luck.
All right. Well, your hatred for the Lions, that really helped you out. That was 2 long.
That sure did. My unwavering discontent for the developments of the Lions probably helped me out. Not fading on the team as fast as a couple of you. Just saying.
Bro, I picked against them twice all year, and we won one of them.
Yeah.
Look.
Luck.
We did it 10 more times. I probably couldn't do it again.
Well, we'll do it again next year, and I'm coming for that title, but we are going to do it for the playoffs. What we're going to do here is we're not going to worry about scores. We'll only do scores for the Super Bowl, because that could help with the tiebreaker. But I want you to go first, champion Michael Fish, and give me your 3 AFC winners.
Patriots, Bills, Texans.
Patriots, Bills, Texans. What do you got, Shaq?
Patriots, Jaguars, Texans.
All right. I'm going to go same thing as Fish. I got Patriots, Bills, Texans. And I think the Texans are going to smash Pittsburgh so bad that Brian Flores might get the pick between Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yep.
What do you got, Cody?
So I got something a little different. I got Chargers because I think it's Justin Herbert's.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
And I think May is a little too young for the playoffs. And then Bills, Texans. Again, Texans, I think you're going to smack Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, open up another job for Flores.
So you went Chargers, Bills, Steelers?
Chargers, Bills, Texans. That's what we're going.
Okay. Chargers, Bills, Texans. All right, cool. Okay, see, Vikes fan, thanks for popping in. And don't wait till next season. We will be live all offseason, every week. We'll be doing this on Thursday nights and occasionally some other nights as well. So
we don't take weeks off.
Yeah, we don't take weeks off. We haven't since we started. So we will be here. I couldn't find two graphics that look the same. This was trying to find graphics that look the same. But by that time I probably could have just made some because they're really easy to do. Like I could have just made my own, but I didn't. So Michael Fish, NFC picks.
49ers, Panthers, Packers.
Ooh. Panthers. I mean, they did get him in the regular season.
They sure did.
And there's got to be that one upset wild card weekend. And why not that one? Does anybody know if Devontae Adams is playing?
He is. He is a full participant all week this week.
That makes that even harder, Fish. All right. What do you got, Shaq?
49ers, Rams, Bears.
All right. Cody?
Well, everyone's got a different choice. I'm going Eagles, Rams, Bears. Everyone's got different.
Well, I'm not going to do everybody's got to do it different because I'm going 49ers, Rams, Bears. I'm with Shaq on this one. We got Niners, Rams, Bears in there. Lenny's got Eagles, Rams, Packers. Hey, Sarah, what happened when the Wild played the Kings 2 days out of 3 days? Just asking for a friend. Since you want to talk about hockey. So we'll keep track of all the playoff games going forward. I got to knock Michael Fish off that pedestal a little bit. Before we get out of here, do you guys got prophecies?
Yeah, I got a prophecy. We'll just make it simple. Brian Flores will not be part of the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, let's go ahead and get to our purple prophecies. Who's ready? Cody.
Hey, Brian Flores will not be a part of the Minnesota Vikings heading into 2026.
It's pretty good. You putted that one.
Yeah, it's an easy one. I'm taking that.
What do you got, Michael Fish?
The Minnesota Vikings will fire a member of their coaching staff by the end of next week, and it's not going to be the offensive line coach or the special teams coach.
Ooh. It's pretty spicy. Oh, man, I don't got one. So I'm going to go with this. Brian Flores will be back with the Minnesota Vikings next year.
Put it that way. It's like a 50-50, ain't it? Like
it kind of is because, I mean, this is probably his best chance out of the 3 years that we had him. But if the shield really is like it is, and it's kind of like, we're not going to hire you. Unless, Cody, you heard some interesting news that there might be a problem within the organization with B-Flow.
Yeah, so there is talks of problem within, and it's from someone that we know that does another little journalism for. I don't know what it exactly is, but there is rumblings about a problem within the organization. There's some drama in it. I think, in my opinion, it dates back to the locker room issues that were started at the beginning of the year, something like that. But with the NFL moving this case to the Supreme Court with Brian Flores, I also think it's opening up the owner's eyeballs about the NFL. That's why you see a bunch of these head coaching interviews more than he's seen last year at this time.
Fish, somebody says hi. What up, though, Lions, today? How's that couch feeling? It's feeling pretty good on this end.
The basement's nice and cold down there.
All right, Shaq, what do you got?
The Vikings will have 5 new starters next year.
Okay.
Shaq with them long distance prophecies.
You gotta mix them up a little bit.
You gotta get that one before you get
right now. I can't have you as the GM of this team, Shaq, because you be drafting all them developmental players. Like, you're gonna be good in 4 years.
But that's what Quasi does. Like, well, you can't fire me.
That's why I
gotta
can't have
play
Shaq as the GM.
It's all a rouge.
They're interviewing him to not look bad, Sarah says.
Well, I know. That's why it went to the Supreme Court. They know they're in a corner right now. Owners are seeing that. Oh, maybe Brian Flores wasn't in the wrong.
The Vikings will have a new backup quarterback for J.J. McCarthy. Nah, Brosmer. Why would they not stick with Brosmer behind J.J. McCarthy?
Trying to
It
get
worked
that pick.
so well this year. We won 2 of the games that Brosmer had to play in.
Y'all want a top 5 pick? Here's that top 5 pick.
All right, fellas. I'm gonna go ahead and get us out of here because I gotta work tomorrow and it's already 9:00.
You poor bastard.
Shaq is never impressed when I say something like that. He's like, you motherfucker. All right. Final word, Shaq.
I like to thank Vocal Vike for coming out. It's always a pleasure to have other Vikings fans come out onto the show and give their perspective on their Viking fandom. We would like to have more Vikings fans come on and give their perspective. If you're still watching, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube or Facebook. Do we still go live on Facebook? Is that a thing?
We gotta get 100 followers onto the group before we can do that.
Okay, so we gotta get 100 followers on Facebook so we go live again on Facebook. But other than that, you can also send donations by clicking the $ on YouTube, or you can type in on Cash App $ Let's Go and send donations that way. We appreciate everybody who send donations. You don't have to, but we greatly appreciate it. And let's get ready for this all season. It's draft season, baby.
Tommy, he's on YouTube. You could just look up Vocal Viking. He'll pop up. He's got like 5,000 subscribers. It should be no problem. Oh, that someone had a good hot take. I wish I would have thought of this one. That wouldn't have been so lame. I'm about to say it right now and edit it in. Harrison Smith will be back. Michael Fish, what do you got? Final words.
For Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, I want to thank Rap for joining us, Vocal Vike, and having a great conversation with him. This season didn't exactly go the way that we expected it. It didn't even come close to what we expected. But I still can't get past the fact that we were so close to winning the division when it all boils down to it. As we were at points in this season, we almost won the division. So with that, I say, I don't want to hear no more bullshit about the NFC North being the best division in football. We got a long way to go about that.
Mm-hmm. We were the only division to have all 4 teams finish over 500.
Yeah, okay. Put us up against the NFC West and see what happens. We'd be 1-3. So yeah, I mean, we're going to find that out kind of next year. So, I mean, it's been a great time, fellas, and we got a long off season, but we are going to find plenty of stuff to talk about, so that way we don't have any 90-minute shows. Let's go.
Let's go. What you got, Cody?
Weekend's right around the corner. Make sure you guys have a plan when you guys go out. If you do go out, be safe out there. Be good or be good at it. Also, thanks for Vocal Vike for popping on. Very knowledgeable guy, very entertaining guy too. If you guys ever go watch his shows, go watch some things. Another big thing I want to get out there is, yes, we went 9-8. KOC's back-to-back first ever winning seasons. Let's get hyped for next year. All right. I mean, we did this with 3 different starting quarterbacks and 26 offensive line combinations and still went 9-8, 1 game away, half a game away from the playoffs. So there is some hope left for us in 2026. Let's carry this 2025 5-game win streak into 2026 and let's Skol.
And thank you to Vocal Vike for coming on. Rap, we really appreciate that, man. And anytime you want one of us, we'll be there. And I know anytime we need you, you'll come through. Like building a good relationship. We are building Let's Go Network where we are, trying to get more podcasters and content creators together, just, under one umbrella, trying to blow up this Let's Go thing. And part of blowing up this Let's Go thing, letsgo.com will be launching this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. We're gonna
That's
have
a great reaction, Shaq.
Yeah, that was a great reaction. We got writers going, we got content creators. We're gonna have all kinds of Viking stuff for you this off season and during the season. So be sure to check letskol.com. It'll launch sometime this weekend. We will be back next Thursday. So we'll see you then. Let's Skol.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.